you justice in the name of our King.
Restore your dead to life, but perhaps I can give you justice in the name of our King.
All right, I think we're live. Hello? Hello?
Hey, everybody.
Mandatory sound check.
What the hell's on my head?
Mine don't fit anymore because I cut my hair. So it's
loose.
It's loose. Hello. Are we here? I think they can hear us. Let's see who's up in here. Jay from State Farm, what's up, man? Hey, that was a cool ass little mask you made. Rattle Shirt's mask. I want one, dude, for real. He 3D printed one.
No way.
It's badass. I'll show you on the
see
Twitter.
that.
What's up, Jake? What's up, Hainesman, Rogue, Pixie, Christian Oles, Aubrey, Muse, Tears of Lease. There's Jennifer, Jason T, Slope. Yeah, the Six Boys. Kenny Hodges, hello. John Haymaker, Princess Scarlet. There's Natalie, she's still awake. There's Bobby, James Phillips, Alice and Rose are here. Celine, the OG mod is back.
Yes, she
and
is.
thank you, Celine. I just saw the email. Thank you for joining Patreon, by the way. Really appreciate the support. I don't know where you've been, but I'm mad at you. No, I'm kidding. Hold on, let me pull up a Patreon. Speaking of that, before I forget. But thank you, Celine. Appreciate that. There we go. Let's see. All right. Bobby James Phillips got dancer says they can hear us. Richard Hop, Brendan Rogers, Brenda Starr, Ungalient, the Night's Douche. There's Anita. Diane Harris, there you are. Don't fall asleep, Diane, and miss your question tonight.
Yeah, that was funny. She wakes up. Hey, answer my question.
Yeah, no, and then messes me after. Oh Lord. Hello, Mazuma. What's up, man? Let's see, Tanya. There's Taryn, the mother of Dragon. Ziv Karen, Carol Brown, the DC Divas in the house. Pam S. Hello. Yeah, Pam saying anyone else having a blood moon eclipse party. I didn't think about that. I forgot about it.
My dad said something about it. I was like, I don't know what you're talking about, Dad.
Yeah, oops. I don't know. I guess football, blood moons. Maybe that's why the Patriots won. Oh Lord. Jason T. Hello. Super Bowl Wolf Moon tonight. Fitting. Mary Jade Star Walker. Hello. There's Doc Holiday. Proto Stark. Drink up. Ben G, what's up? Peter Griffin, Meg Paul, Joaquin, there's Joaquin. House Vinyl is back in the house. Mike Garrett, Charlotte Sheridan, hello Charlotte. There's Marty, Princess Scarlet, Amateur Stargazer, Alex Kirk, Ashley Marie, Karen W, and on and on and on. Hello everybody. I can do that all night. Just want to make sure. I feel bad when I miss somebody, but you know you have to. Jaiguan Quinn, what's up? Amanda David, Lane Brown. There's some new names I don't recognize. There's Mr. Shoon. Mr. Shoon, the fake Mr. Shoon. Equal Star 737. Hello. Anyway.
Somebody said Patriots fans can leave.
Yeah, so we did have some football going on today. Let's get that out of the way because some people hate football talk, but let's just say it. D Brown, I'm sorry, not sorry, kind of sorry.
Oh, man.
You know, I know you got robbed of a call there, but it wouldn't have guaranteed the game. You know, definitely probably a field goal at least. But which one?
Right above your cursor.
Uh-oh, Mike Garrett. Uh-oh.
What's happening, Mike Garrett?
Welcome, Mike Garrett. Mike, people, everybody, hashtag chat virgin. No, I'm kidding. Don't do that. Mike Garrett says I'm a chat virgin, y'all. So be easy. Welcome, Mike. Welcome. You'll have fun here, so chat away. But anyway, yes, also everybody, please subscribe if you can, if you don't mind, if you hadn't already. We got the little live thing up here. We've been rolling a little bit on YouTube a little bit. It's kind of dropped off a little bit since the trailers kind of died out.
Yeah, that was.
But we're trying to keep it going.
excited.
And Slopes, of course, Slope. Hashtag chat virgin.
Love it.
So. Anyway, thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Anyway, so let's see. Before we get started, Protocon is coming still in August of this year. We're in the year now. So what is that? 8 months now? 9? Whatever.
Yeah,
something like that. It's not that far away. So Protocon, you can register for that now. That is our little mini get-together, meet and greet con weekend of hanging out. A few, some panels and stuff here locally.
It'll be very cool, guys.
If anybody has not heard of that, links are in every description where you can register for that now on the website. So please check that out if you're interested. I'm trying to think. Was there something else I was going to say before we get started?
Oh, let's see. I think so.
I don't remember.
I don't either. I almost got tased today by a cop.
Yes, that's right.
He had my blood boiling, and I kind of went off a little bit, and he put me in my place really quick. So
James about went to jail.
I did.
And
Really
he called me,
close.
hey, you got you got $50 bail money or what? I don't even know what it'd be this day and age. So James about got put in jail, and I didn't do anything but sleep today. That's all I did. I just slept. Anyway,
Don't tase me, bro. I forgot about that.
Yeah, don't taste me,
funny.
bro. That's right. So anyway, we're going to go over also, if you hadn't seen it, we're going to review quickly, because this was a really good episode, really intense episode of the Boston University virtual final season, episode 5, called The War for the Dome. Whatever I say is not going to do it justice, because it was really an intense episode. Big battles everywhere, all at one time.
Dang it.
So I'll quickly go over that stuff. Although it's pretty straightforward because of the battles, but there were some interesting things in there. So what
Big Paul.
What?
I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
I've always got the worst news when we come on here, don't I?
You do.
Sorry about that, guys.
Yeah.
Next week.
Such a
Stay
downer.
tuned.
Yeah, next week he's going to come on with a big announcement, and it's going to be positive. We hope.
That'll be
Yeah.
a neck brace or something.
Yeah. We could actually do that. Put a little black eye. Bad news today, guys.
Here we go again.
Yes, Hal Sanchez. Yes, she was. Anyway, so yeah, we'll go over that and then go over regular questions as usual, and then grab your Patreon questions. Carol Brown, remind me, am I missing something? Yes, this week, by the way, I will schedule this on Patreon. We'll have a Patreon EP call, and we're doing that Thursday. So I will post that here later tonight or tomorrow. Let me go to my Patreon page and find the right post that should have been done already. Here we go. Alrighty. Doc Holliday, no sack and getting tased. Damn. Shit. Okay, all right. Let me jump over here on Patreon real quick before we jump in, and we'll do this episode real quick. Episode 5. But yeah, everybody, if you hadn't seen it, this will obviously spoil some things, but you definitely need to check out that playlist. It's pretty cool. It was a hell of a project, regardless of whether you agree with what's going to happen or not. Very cool project.
I agree.
Definitely jump in and watch that playlist when you have time. They're all hour episodes, so just like a regular one.
I'm sorry. I hate to do this to you guys. It's like spelling in front of a little kid.
A, B, C, D. What do we got?
Did you?
I guess I can mention that. Yeah, I'm not really sure. There's tomorrow there is a little interesting thing happening. A lady reached out to me, and she's a college student. I won't mention names or anything yet because I don't know exactly if I should or not. But is doing a book on online businesses and stuff like that, and wanted to interview me for 20 or 30 minutes tomorrow about I don't know exactly how it works, if it's just informational, if I'm going to be like mentioned. I don't know any of that at all. But writing a book on how people start online businesses and YouTube and how you interact with your audience and all that kind of stuff. I thought it was pretty cool.
I think it's cool
so
too.
I said, yeah, absolutely. So I'll be doing that tomorrow afternoon. I think it's a 20, 30-minute interview. And I will let you guys know what happens with that. I don't know how soon or what's going to become of it, other than it's a book project.
I think it's awesome, and awesome that they cold called you like that.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So I'll look forward to that. So we'll see what happens with that as well. Speaking of books, I'm writing my book still. I'm going to talk about that on Patreon Thursday, but we're going to start releasing some stuff. I've written another chapter, almost an entire another chapter. So that continues. I need to work on it more often, but now with the YouTube, or the Game of Thrones rush, I should say, it's, you're trying to balance out, keeping, paychecks coming in with writing. But definitely going to get back to that as well.
And that's something you can tell that girl.
That's right.
Say, don't have any hobbies.
Yeah, exactly. Let's see. Let's jump right here and grab a couple Patreon questions before we get started on the episode. Vengeance. Thank you. Who do you think Melisandre will bring back from Volantis with her? Do you think we will see Kinvara or the Red Temple at least? I've been saying in the show, I just don't think so. I did not keep up with filming news this year as far as who's going to be in it, like I used to back in probably season 5 and 6. But I know that the actress that played Kinvara, now they could change actresses, she got fired for leaking shit. And that was just, from my understanding, I can't say I know the whole story, but that's my understanding. So I don't think Kinvara is going to be back in the show. I just don't think they're going to involve Essos. I know a lot of people think the fiery hand, that actually comes up in this episode. So I think it's a good idea. I would like to see it, but I just don't think in the show they'll do that. I always wanted to see Kinvara and Melisandre, mud wrestle, Jello wrestle, whatever. Yeah. With their chokers on.
Yeah, absolutely.
But no, I've been saying that for real because, you had you had Kinvara, Dany's the princess that was promised. And Melisandre was confused. It was Jon, but he came back to life, and I wanted to see them argue about it. You know what I mean? Anyway, I don't think we'll see. Just my guess that they'll leave Essos out to simplify things a little bit. Vengeance as well. Thank you, Vengeance on Patreon. Do you think Gendry or the Cat's Paw could be the item Cersei wants the Golden Company to retrieve for her? I immediately thought when she said that it was Sansa. That's what I thought.
I could see that. Yeah.
I thought it was Sansa. I didn't think of an item, but I did think Sansa. Gendry, if you buy that, that she somehow knows that Gendry's her son,
right.
If he is, I could maybe, but I just...
If they go with that angle,
you can
see that being it.
Right. Because the thing is, that was the most sincere Cersei has ever been, was that scene in episode 1, or not, season 1, when she's in there offering condolences to Catelyn when Bran's laying in the bed, almost dead.
Haven't seen it before or since.
No. Well, you kind of saw it in the scene with her and Robert when they were talking behind the desk.
I love that. I did love that scene.
That was a great scene, but that was... I don't... In other words, if you buy into the Gendry theory, you have to believe, at least in the show, that she lied right there. And I can't see that being a lie.
No, I felt like it was from the heart.
I understand there is some book evidence, especially with the tavern wench thing and all that. And then you did have the connection. I did talk about it in a separate video where she said, he was a little fighter too. And then Gendry in season 7 when he met Jon said, no, but I'm a fighter.
Yep.
So, maybe. But you would have to assume, you would have to believe that she is absolutely lying about taking the body away or whatever, unless it was under some different circumstances she didn't know about, which would defeat the purpose of her going to visit as a tavern wench.
And you
know
said
what I mean?
There's nothing about her singing.
Nothing about her singing.
And he made a point.
He specifically remembers his mom died.
Yeah.
And sang to him. Only thing that matches the yellow hair. You know what I mean? So,
yep.
I'm down. I'm good for it to happen, and then messes with the prophecy a little bit if you think about it, depending on how you think about it being worded. The whole Maggie the Frog. 3 children for her, 16 for Robert. That would be 4.
Yeah.
So it doesn't fit with that.
16.
Vengeance also says, I'll quit now. Good luck and have fun. See you all there. Happy Lunar Wolf Blood Eclipse. That just sounds badass, doesn't it?
Yes,
it does. I should have known about this kind of stuff. I've been watching quantum mechanics lately and not universe stuff, so I should have known.
I have to remember that, excuse me, because my dad, and he's going, as some kind of fox? Something.
That's what he was saying.
Yeah. And I was like, I don't know what you're talking about, Dad.
Yeah, no idea.
Red Fox Eclipse?
Oh, shit. Karen says, WTF, James, you got divorced, smashed your car, and almost got arrested. What in the hell? And she spelled hell correctly.
Oh, gosh. I know, guys.
Marty, James is like the Oracle in the Matrix, always with bad news. Damn. You know, he kind of is.
That's funny. Don't get him started, Joe.
Oh, Lord. Because let me tell some stories.
No way. No way.
I'm kidding. Sorry. Oh, shit. By the way, D Brown, I hope D Brown's okay.
I know.
D Brown was mad as hell earlier. I understand that. Believe me, I get it. This is why I retired from putting my heart into football teams. Yeah, so hopefully Dee's in here and she's all right. Cause she might. K-Dub sent me a text earlier, said we make sure D is not on a killing spree somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I feel the pain. I can't say that I'm cared either way for that guy. I just want whoever, and it's fine. I would be fine with Breeze doing it or Joff. Yeah. I don't care. Just smash Tom Brady. Because I called this, y'all heard me say this in the beginning of the season. They would find a way to sneak in. I knew it. I fucking knew it. I told you.
You've been saying it actually a lot.
I'm telling you. It's just like
I was like, no, they're not that good this year.
I know. The stars align for them somehow. They get the right coin flip, whatever it is. Oh, anyway. 2 overtime games today, though. Good football. But, yeah, exactly, Amanda Davies, hashtag smash Tom Brady. I don't care who it is. Hopefully somebody actually hits Bill Belichick on the sidelines, too, in the Super Bowl. Hard. You know, accidentally just throw a pass over there on purpose in the very beginning of the game.
He's got an X on his face.
And then somebody dives, misses the catch, and creams him. That would be fine with me. I would love to see that. The King of Scotland, Tom Brady versus the Night King, who wins? He would find a way. He would find a way to win and cheat, and he would have film on the Night King. He would have he would have somebody in league with him that passing him information about his weakness. I'm telling you, Belichick has somebody working on every fucking team.
He has a brand somewhere.
Yeah, I'm telling you, Belichick has somebody in the ranks of the White Walkers that would know his weakness to tell Tom Brady, and he would throw a deflated fucking piece of dragon glass or something, whatever. Somehow he would pull it off. I'm just telling you, it would happen.
And leave with the hottest chicken Westeros.
I'm telling you, absolutely.
Oh god.
Oh, anyway, sorry. Let's get back off football before we get people start leaving. Anyway. You have to say congrats to the Rams. They didn't, congrats to them, but fuck the Patriots. That's all. I know there's some Patriots fans here too. I'm sorry, but I'm salty. I'm still salty from 2003. I just don't like being filmed at practice.
Big E says Bill 3 Eyes Belichick.
Exactly, he is. I mean, it's got to be. It's something. It's something weird. Let me see.
Yeah, way back in the beginning of the chat, I saw somebody said, so we're all Rams fans now, and that's true.
Right, exactly. Temporarily, at least.
Yep.
Absolutely. Let's see here. Let me change this over here. By the way, thank you, Rhonda Mitchell, for subbing. Thank you, B. Murr, 125, for subbing as well. And thank you, Morelos Romero, I believe, for subscribing. Appreciate it. Thank you, Randy Suimatsu, for the super chats. Dat LA, who dat. Thank you, Randy. Appreciate it. And also, Wibble Boy Gaming, thank you for the super chat as well.
Thank you.
Do you think we'll see Greywater Watch and GOT? I don't, honestly. I just don't think they'll do another castle. I mean, we may. There's supposed to be some locations, and I'm hoping it's the other location we'd be talking about. We're supposed to see something we hadn't seen before. So, I mean, it's certainly possible you get a Howland Reed kind of scene, but the reason I don't think we will is because I don't think Mira Reed, I don't think Ellie Kendrick was even in season 8. I don't know for sure, but I just don't think. I just remember reading an article months ago, like she had never got a call.
Wow.
So it's like at the time she had never got a call, didn't know if she'd even be back in it. So I just think if she's going home and not in the show, you're not going to see her home.
And that breaks my heart.
It does. It didn't end well. That I didn't like that.
That was a really sad scene for me.
It was. But it also gave you the I'm not really Bran Stark anymore, which is why he wasn't in the teaser. Not to mention it would just been weird and awkward for Sansa to be pushing a wheelchair with 4 people. It was all for a visual effect. Thank you, The Man, for subscribing. The Actual Man. It says The Man. Like, how do you get that name?
I was getting ready to say that.
The Man
how
is now
can somebody
subbed.
have that name?
You know you've made it.
You did right.
The Actual Man, like The Man. That everybody talks about all the time.
Hell, you're always keeping me down.
Thank you. Thank you, The Man, for subbing. Appreciate it. Let's see. D Brown. Here's D Brown. By the way, D Brown, thank you so much. I saw I just saw this. It flashed in corner of my eye. She is somewhere, but she's already donated before the stream started. Thank you, D, so much. I can't right now, but here's to Protocon.
Oh, hell.
Thank you, D.
She's somewhere in a hot tub with empty wine bottles floating around her.
Yeah, she's and probably more
a voodoo doll.
Matter of fact, here she is, right here on Patreon. Thank you, D. So, do you think Ned knew more about the whole saying winter is coming than he let on? Seems like he knows more about things than we're led to believe. Knows more about things than we're led to believe. I don't think he knew, but I think he was suspicious of things the way after he heard Will. Because when him and Benjen had that scene, where they're hosting the big party and they're like, let's get the fuck out of here,
right?
And Benjen comes up and White Walkers and dire wolves and now my brother's gonna be Hand of the King. I think he was thinking, what the hell's going on? You know what I mean? Like what's going on here with like all this weird shit?
Wolf blood moon going on.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I don't think he knew, but I mean he may have heard stories and it was all fairy tales a little bit, but I think he had an idea there was something weird going on, but I think he kind of just wrote it off.
Yeah, the thing is,
I don't think he knew specifically winter is coming was like death is coming.
We know about him is if he has some serious information in his head like that, he can hold it close to his chest and not share it.
That's true.
So
very
he
true.
might have known something, but he might have known a lot of things. But he's not going to go around running his mouth.
That is true. That is true. And actually, I was going to do have a separate video and talk about this. I don't recall anything in the books, any details in history, in any history book about any specific old Starks and direwolves. I wonder why.
You
have a whole
history.
You have a whole Targaryen history, and all the dragons' names and how they died.
Good point.
We don't hear anything about old direwolf stories.
Let's make some up, dude.
So,
that's awesome. That's
I don't
missing.
know. I was
missing.
thinking I could do a video on it, but then that would literally be just it. It would be me saying, "Hey, we don't really have any stories about old direwolves and Kings of Winter. We don't know their names or nothing. We know Vermithrax and Silverwing and all these other dragons, but we don't know."
I've never thought of that.
So yeah, that would be like a 20-second video. So there's really nothing to say more than that. So anyway, I think that's interesting. Shows you where his head is about the Targaryens with Fire and Blood now.
I'm going to write that down. Because there's something there. I mean, for you to...
I don't know. I mean, we hear general statements about the old, and why would they say, a Stark, like, that's what I said a long time ago about Ned. Like, he finds the direwolves and he's like, let's just kill them, they're better off. And Lord Roderick Castle says, they don't belong down here. Why? You're Starks. And John's don't. Exactly. John had to say, my lord.
John was the one. Yeah,
it's the sigil of your house. What do you mean? So I don't get that. It's like they're so far gone from the past and tales of whatever. So I guess.
But damn it, man! I've never thought of that. You're so right. There should be legends.
Yeah,
and old
there's a
tales
little bit in World of Ice and Fire, but not a lot of details about some old Stark names.
Yeah.
But those are all Lords of Winterfell. So, Carol Brown on Patreon. Thank you, Carol. Lord Maester Smoke and all things cacofied, collaborator with BU of the North, drinker of the Sundrop. Carol, I'm out of Sundrop.
Yes, he is.
I'm drinking some brown stuff.
Product placement.
It's called cola. That's from my understanding.
Yeah. It's a new fad. It'll be gone in no time.
But, no, now I'm chewing ice on camera. Sorry, guys. Professional here. Sorry, Carol. Let me get back to the question. Drinker of Sundrop and keeper of the diuretic, a question of thee. You missed me.
We have.
Yes. Of the BU Game of Thrones vids, what would you like to see actually happen or close approximation in season 8? You
mentioned a couple things
for the Game of Thrones for the BU vid specifically?
Yeah, what have they said that you think you'd like to see next season?
Well, I'll tell you what, we're going to talk about this episode. I think this episode, it would be cool to see what I'm going to talk about in this episode. I don't think we will, but it's very cool. But like I said before, as long as we find out, we're going to see the Isle of Faces. We've already heard about it. We're going to see it this time. So definitely the Isle of Faces, and I just want to know, again, why, a good reason, why the Night King's back now.
Right.
As opposed to whenever. So as long as that's covered in whether it's a virtual season or the real season, that's what matters to me. So we've already got...
There's been something, I remember you said that they specifically come up with that you were like, yeah, that cool. That would be cool to see in the season.
Yeah, there's been a lot of cool things, but a lot of cool things they've done. I like the callbacks and parallels, and I'll mention a couple of those again in this season too, or this episode.
I don't like Tyrion dying. When he died, anyway, if he's going to.
Yeah. I mean, like this one right here it was an intense thing. If you listen to it when you got into it and you started listening, it was like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. So I mean, I can't do it any justice by talking about it. You need to watch it for sure. All right, so Lord Fukin Kev, thank you. Patreon as well. Good evening and 7 blessings to all. Have a great stream. Thank you, man. Carrie Nevis, what's up, Carrie Nevis?
What's that?
Thank you on Patreon. If the bridge crossings were destroyed, would the others be able to cross the waters of the Trident? I think they should. I think they should because they're so cold. He can freeze. I mean, if you can make fire go away,
right?
You should be able to instantly freeze water, including salt water. So I don't know what but it's obviously a weakness of theirs. John mentions it specifically at the Dragon Pit, but you think he would.
You do.
You think he would be able to just come close. He brings that actual storm that you saw and freeze everything instantly. So the whole waiting up north beyond the wall was a dragon trap. It wasn't them because they couldn't walk across it.
Right.
They were waiting.
That's exactly what they were doing.
For the dragons to come. All right, so let's check the regular chat and grab a few things, and then we'll talk about this this episode really quick. Tanya, is that Tanja? Is that Tanja or Tanya? I see a J. It could be a silent J.
Could be.
Or Tanya Cowanen? Am I seeing that right? Thank you, Tanja. Hello again. I'm so glad my sleeping rhythm is off the wall. I noticed the live stream again. Every Sunday at 10:30. Most Sundays at 10:30. Goonish Tendencies. What's up, Goonish? Q&A. Is there another reason for Rhaegar being such an important character or just to be a Pops? No, I think I mentioned that in the old Real Azor Ahai video that I did a couple remix on as well. The old, I think he is the essentially the new Azor Ahai Nisa thing happened with him and Lyanna, and Jon is the Lightbringer. Right. So it's important in that aspect for sure.
She said, "Just say Tanya."
Tanya. Okay.
Yeah, so you were right.
All right.
Your instinct was right.
Thank you, Tanya. Appreciate it. Okay, so area walked by 0 statues, no one. Meg Paul saying, yeah, in the teaser, and I did see it was interesting. I was thinking about it. I did not mention when I did the review. She's walking through this. We've been mentioning this in the for the BU episodes as well as the real. We predicted for I don't know a year now that the crypts are important in the sense of they will be the escape.
Yes.
Well, Arya was walking through this tight little hallway as opposed to the wide regular things you see in the crypts. So maybe that was a little hint or tease of an escape route, because it was a thin hallway.
We've always seen the big.
Always seen the wide ones. They walk like straight down and you just see the big wide area with all she walked by no statues in a little like thin hallway. So there you go. There's your secret passage that was right there in the teaser.
And maybe her training in the dark will help her.
Yep, that's true. That is true. Mizuma must be messing with the weather again. on Nightbot. Nightbot spitting out the weather from Myrtle Beach. You know what? It's just fucking cold here. Is all I know.
It is.
It's just cold all of a sudden. I mean, it's been pretty decent the last couple of days. Now we got like
supposed to be 18.
It's like
tonight.
the Night King's fucking walking by or something. Probably going to meet.
And I know it's
Bill
colder
Belichick.
where a lot of these people are, right?
Yes,
But
I know.
when we get temperatures that are cold enough to freeze your pipes, it's rare. You know.
That is true. Jason T, Q&A, will White Hodor open the door to the crypts? Man, I don't think we'll see a White Hodor. I mean, technically, yes, he should be there in the Army of the Dead now. I just don't think they'll show him. I mean, they could do it this year, I guess. Maybe they spared no expense and brought him back, but I didn't see anything about it. I just know that when they filmed that scene for Hold the Door, that there was a big, to do about
like a going away party or something.
Yeah, the last scene, everybody was sad, and because he was leaving the show and all that. But who knows what they did this year?
They could CGI his ass into a white.
They absolutely could, because
it is not have to pay the actor.
It is a white, so they could. Technically, he should be there, and Summer too. But again, you think we would see that to make to pull at your heartstrings versus just extra giants, you know. They could have had him walking along just with the white blue eyes. I mean, why not?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Leave it to have his feet print in the snow,
yeah,
but with something dragging in the middle.
That's right. He's got 3 tracks.
Yeah,
because with that damn prosthetic, or was it?
Or was it?
They said it was, but I don't know. That's got to be odd. Could you
know.
imagine being the actor getting that put on? Thank you, K-Dos, for grabbing this question from Chris Roberts. Thank you, Chris. What are your thoughts on the Night King actually being a prince, with his dad being the Night King from the drawings in the cave on the Dragonstone? Could he be the secret being held in the crypts? It goes back, Chris, for me with this whole, who is the Night King thing or whatever. It goes back, me and James were talking about this again, and then me and Val were talking about it the other day too. There's all these theories about the Night King and the beard don't match, and the Night King is this certain person, or this, we've always said Proto-Stark here. That's where the drinking game comes from. So I agree with that completely. John's got to have a connection to the Night King just like he does with Danny on the other side.
Got to.
But it's called cause and effect, okay? The timeline, regardless of when it actually happened, and I know the timeline is probably screwed up, but the timeline still has to be consistent in the idea that you have to have a cause and an effect. So the cause of the Night's Watch was the Night King.
Exactly.
So the Night King the threat had to be there before the Night's Watch was founded, so therefore the 13th Lord Commander cannot be the Night King. The Night's King story from the books that they use the name from.
Because listen, we've seen him. It's not a title that's handed down. I don't buy that.
It's the same actor.
It's the same guy.
It's the same old guy who's been around for thousands of years.
Forever.
Exactly.
And he was the threat.
What I said about the beard, though, Chris, was that, remember the drawing I said before, there's a little thing, there's like a line there that separates it. So it probably is a beard. But I'd imagine the way I took it is it represents the elder.
Yep.
It doesn't have to match him exactly. Right. And maybe the kid who drew it never saw him.
Right. Just heard, he's
right.
the main guy, the older one.
So knows the story about how he's created or whatever, but it just represents being the elder, being different from the other ones that were there. That's all. That, to me, it's just really just symbolism. A beard is just as much symbolism like you see in every painting of God than anything else, just as much as the circles.
Hey, that was a really good point.
Doc Holliday, if the beard don't fit, that king ain't shit. All right, Doc Cochran. Doc Cochran.
Doc Cochran.
Okay. All right, real quick, let's go through this, and I'll go back to Patreon and all that, and more questions here in a second. But really quick, let's go over episode 5. This will be pretty straightforward because it's just a lot of battles, and I just don't want to rehash everything. I want people to watch that.
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Just real quick, for anybody who's new here, this is Boston University. Excuse me. They got together, and they had a class, right? A Game of Thrones class, and they wrote scripts for the season that hasn't happened yet, the final season.
Exactly. Therefore, the virtual
so they're
season.
guessing. You know?
Yeah, this is all. This is not spoilers in the sense that they
so
know
don't
anything.
Turn away when he starts talking.
Yes, this is not spoilers or anything like that. They were supported by HBO. They knew about it, so they even sent them an actual Iron Throne, one of the 5 or 6 they've made to send
that's
around.
so cool.
So they did support the project, and it was a whole entire class. They wrote scripts, and then they did a live stream for 2 days, and then streamed all this and with actual actors on stage and everything. So it was a really cool project. I have a whole playlist you can check out to watch them all, and this is the 5th episode in 6 that we're going to talk about. So it's not spoilers. Really quick, thank you Hamden for subscribing, appreciate it, and thank you Matthew Stunden for the super chat. And he says, "Marry F. Kill Sansa, Danny, Masande." Ooh, cool.
Gotcha.
Man, that's hard. Okay, I got it.
All right.
I'm going to marry Danny. I'm going to F. Masande, and I'm going to kill Sansa.
I knew you'd say that.
I mean, that's, I don't know. I'm in it for the long haul with Danny. Masande, though, oh my God.
Yeah.
That's I don't know.
I might.
You can't go wrong there. I don't know. I don't know if I'd marry Sansa. She's gotten too sneaky. so
I know, but there's something about like a cold, emotionless. I'm gonna marry Sansa.
Really?
Yep.
Okay. All right.
F. Masande and kill Danny.
Whoa! What?
I know, man.
You're backwards,
I'm
man.
Going against the grain on that. A lot of people.
See, this is why you have bad news every week.
You're right. You're right. You're so right.
Yeah, because you think, I don't know.
Now, there's some scenes where I see her and I'm like, man, she really looks hot. You've heard it coming out of my mouth.
Yes.
But she's not on my top 5, probably.
Wow. No. Jon Snow, I'm with you. Chris, so he agrees. Carol Brown, what is that? Carol, what does that mean? Danny must die. Danny must die. So she agrees with James. Masande is gorgeous though. Oh my Lord, have mercy, Jesus. Anyway, okay. So thank you for the super chat. Oh, Dominic Martino, thank you for the super chat as well.
Yeah, thanks.
I appreciate it. Predictions on how or if Clegane Bowl will go down. I'm curious how they can meet again, given the mountain being glued to Cersei's hip. Actually, I tell you what, Dominic, when I talk about this episode, you'll see how I actually think it's going to happen.
No shit.
I think they got this right. And again, they used, I don't know which came first. I don't know which came first because they used YouTubers for some research, and I don't know, but me and James have talked about this before.
Yes.
So this is going to answer your question, Dominic. So thank you for the super chat.
Hell yeah.
War for the Dawn, episode 5. We open up at the God's Eye. Bran has. I'm going to mention this really quick. Episode 4, I don't think I actually said this like a dumbass. Episode 4, Danny and John got married at the end of the episode. I don't know if I even mentioned that. Did I mention that?
I don't remember that at all. No.
So yes, they did get married. They know they're pregnant. They know they're pregnant. I said that. I know.
Did they go into where and how?
They did it in front of. They did it by the 7, which I don't. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that part. It should have been the old gods, John.
But totally thought.
And Danny don't care. She's not religious either way. They did get married though by the faith of the 7 in that ceremony. So that did happen.
Cool.
I want to make sure I said that because I was thinking back, like, did I even mention that part?
No, you didn't.
I probably didn't. I'm scatterbrained. I got so much in my head at one time. So they are married by the time we get to this episode, and no, they are with child. So let me establish that. I know I talked about the kid. I know I talked about Danny.
Yes, you did.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
the Maester
absolutely.
told Danny. Okay.
Yep.
All right. So just to set that up, we open up at the God's Eye. They are going. Bran is going to the God's Eye. He gets to the Isle of Faces. Hello, Joy Props. So he gets to the Isle of Faces. Sansa is with Bran, and I think it's Brienne. And they go through the Isle of Faces and meet the children of the forest. They're still there.
I'm excited right now.
They're still there, just like we had said.
Yes.
So they're going to, and then they basically say, Brandon Stark, we know who you are. What are you doing here? What do you want?
Oh my
He's like,
God.
I need to go to the where the pact was signed. I need to learn how to destroy the Great Other, and he calls the Night King the Great Other. So they let him come through, and then they push him up to so they get to this island. and they let him, and they push him up to the hill or whatever, off the beach or whatever. So he arrives there at the very beginning of this episode.
Oh, shit.
We go back to the Targaryen on the boats, the Targaryen fleet. They all meet, and Theon meets up with them as well with the Ironborn, and they all meet in the War Council and agree to attack King's Landing. They know they have to go back to King's Landing and attack it and get rid of Cersei.
Got to.
Because the Night King's coming and there's 1 million people there, and there's no way they can win without it.
Right.
Or if he takes that city first.
Yes.
So they're going to beat him to it.
Yeah.
Yes. They're going to beat him to it. So they throw the plans together. At the end of this little scene, Theon, Dany actually goes up to Theon and says, "Tell me about your sister." So you get a hint like that she wants to help with the whole Yara situation because he's failed once already.
Right. Oh, that's exciting.
The dilemma here in this little conversation is to use dragons or not, because if you got to use them.
I pictured it dragons right away.
But they do talk about it really quick because it's like you use them and risk losing another one to the Night King, but if you don't use them, you're going to lose all your men again. And they've already lost half their people in the Battle of Winterfell. So they do mention that really quick. Varys then comes out, and I love this because I think it will happen. Varys needs a purpose in Season 8. Varys tells them, "I can get you into King's Landing, into the Red Keep, because I know some passages." He does. He sneaks around everywhere, especially in the books. He dresses up as people. He knows all these little things like Tyrion already knows.
Didn't somebody ask last week?
I don't know.
Is there any more use for him? Didn't they
Well, I
ask
know I
something like
mentioned
that?
something about Varys
Something
not
was
having a real
brought up
purpose.
last week.
And
Yes,
this would give him a
yes,
purpose.
It does.
So
yeah.
Varys says, "I can tell you about how to get there and get
Love
it right next to the Red Keep or throne room or whatever.
Love it.
Let's roll." So
yeah.
Varys has and I like this, that Varys still has a role to play for temporarily. Jon and Arya have a little talk. I like these little talks. I won't go into all the dialogue, but I do like at the end of this talk, they're talking about fighting. She's still injured. Remember, she's got burnt. Half of her face is burnt and all this stuff like the Hound. And she says, I love the callbacks here. What do we say to the God of Death? Not today. She tells Jon that. That's from old Syrio, of course.
Awesome
so in Season 1.
Put that in there.
So all the callbacks of Season 1, I love them because it's going to actually rhyme, and I agree that this kind of stuff is going to happen in the actual season. We go to this. There's let's see. Dany says, "Okay, we're gonna use our dragons, but I'll play it a little safer, and I'll go out and burn Euron's fleet first. So that way y'all go to King's Landing."
Nice just say something so confidently like that.
Exactly. I'm gonna go fuck with Euron because he's still out and about. Y'all go to King's Landing. That way I can take care of some things that's gonna need taken care of anyway, and maybe we can get some people over to our side. And so this is what she decides to do. She goes off to go burn Euron to death and destroy his fleet while they go to King's Landing, Davos, Jon, and the whole crew.
Cool.
So then we have the Golden Company. So you have this battle start. So she's going to attack Euron. Euron sees her coming. They're right outside Blackwater Base. This is all in the same area.
Okay.
So then the Golden Company sees that happening. Oh, there's 2 dragons. We're supposed to get all these troops. I don't see anything but a couple ships, whatever. And then all the Northmen and all that show up to attack the Golden Company and all this good stuff. So then he's like, "Oh shit, well, never mind. There's a fight." So this is Harry Strickland, the leader of the Golden Company. So they're out there trying to defend King's Landing. The battle actually begins. Varys then shows Arya, Jaime, and the Hound. These 3. We talked about this before.
Oh, hell.
The secret passes and tells him, "All right, you go here, down here, you push this thing out of the way, and there you'll be. You'll come right up beside the damn throne room, whatever." Varys then leaves them and says, "I got to go consult with my little birds one more time."
Oh,
and then Jaime, the Hound, and Arya goes into King's Landing, sneaks in. So we know what's going to...
I'm on the edge of my seat right now.
We know something happens there. What's really cool here is they brought up the details. We see the Golden Company lets out their elephants. So we see 3 big-ass elephants come out to the battlefield. We may very well see this. Dany does actually see these big these lines of scorpion bolts, like we've already seen.
Hate that.
But she sees them this time and lights them all up before they even get a shot off. So it made me feel better immediately that she took care of that.
Yeah.
So Jaime, Arya, and the Hound, they go through, they make it to the Red Keep, they kill a bunch of Queen's Guard on the way. They're all, you can see Arya kind of picture her badassery, the Hound cutting people down. They kill these dudes and make it to the Red Keep. So they actually get through the tunnels and get there. And I'll go back to that in just a second. We go back out to the fight. The Golden Company decides after they are overwhelmed. Barrick actually helps light an elephant on fire, and it charges. They wound it. It's on fire. It lands into the gate, breaks the gate open, so the people can get in. King's Landing. So their own elephant actually breaks the gate.
No shit.
And then when the Golden Company sees the tides turning, they actually stop, and Danny flies down and lands on the wall. And she's sitting there talking to Harry Strickland, and they're like, "What you gonna do?" And she's got the dragon pointed at him, Drogon. All she got to say is Dracarys,
it's over.
Dracanus, and it's over.
They get both sides of the wall.
He's all like, look, we don't break our word, we whatever, blah, blah, blah. And then she's like, look, this is Aegon Targaryen you're talking to. And Jon gives him his identity, and he's like, what?
Fuck.
And Dany says, you've been banished from Westeros from the Targaryens. You're welcome to come back home if you fight with us. So they think about it for a minute, and it don't take them long to decide, you know what?
No.
Good idea.
Yeah.
So they do switch, like we've all said before. I agree with this 100%. They will follow the Targaryen. There's no Blackfires. This all started because of the Blackfire stuff in the books. They didn't do the Blackfire piece in the show. They're going to follow the Targaryen. So they find out Jon is Aegon. So they join the ranks right there in the battlefield when they're going to lose. So Dany talks him into joining. Jaime gets into the throne room. And there's Cersei.
Oh, hell.
They try to talk. He tries to talk to her. What are you doing? You're crazy, blah, blah, blah. She tries to talk him into, look, I'm trying to save our family. You and Tyrion are trying to ruin our family, blah, blah, blah. I'm trying to save it. And he's like, you're crazy. You tried to make a deal with the Night King. She's like, yeah, you can't beat him. I have to do something. And then she tries to seduce him a little bit. She comes in, kisses him. She pulls off a necklace and stabs him in the gut with a little knife that was on her necklace. Stabs him in the gut.
Way.
Stabs him in the gut. Jaime picks her ass up and throws her on the Iron Throne and impales her ass on the sword.
Are you making this up, or
No.
is this really on the show?
This is on this happening.
Wow.
And then chokes the fucking life out of her while she's stabbing him in the back as she's dying.
God.
So, just like predicted, just like they said, they came in the world together.
Yep.
They go out together, and this satisfies, for me, the Valonqar Jaime doing the
Yes.
deed, being the younger brother when she always thought it was Tyrion. I just think it's poetic and it works.
Dude.
So she breathes her last breath as Jaime's getting he's bleeding out at the same time, and they both die on the Iron Throne. I guess maybe they slumped off of it or something. I don't know, but she gets cut up, basically, and then he chokes the shit out of her. So Cersei gone, Jaime gone. So remember, we've already lost a lot of people, including Tyrion, in episode 3.
Wow.
So very cool there. I think that works. That works for me. I can see it happening like this. Arya and the Hound.
My only thing is
Yep.
the fact that he's able to get in there and do that in the mountains nowhere to be.
But at the same time, that Arya and the Hound are right outside,
Right.
fighting the mountain.
Oh shit.
They come across the mountain as Jaime goes in there. That's when he slips in there. Basically, it's a 2-on-1 versus, and a lot of people
Should
predict
be.
this, and
Should
I think me and Val talked about this too in our
did.
Hound video. 2-on-1, we get the Hound versus and Arya versus the Mountain. A lot of fighting going on, right? Obviously, you can watch all this. It's pretty detailed, but Arya slides under and cuts him like Oberyn, cuts his Achilles heel. He gets down to a knee. He can't walk anymore. She's like, I'm Arya Stark. I don't know if you remember me. I might have been Arya, whatever. All these other names, but I'm going to kill you. You're on my list. You're a piece of shit. Just all this shit talking.
Man.
And then she basically has him beat, but then he almost gets her like Oberyn because she's standing there talking, and almost does the skull crush on her until the Hound comes over and lights his ass on fire.
Are you serious,
Absolutely happens,
dude?
We've
That's
called
what
it.
you've
We've
been
called
saying.
this.
Yeah.
So this is so the Hound and Arya then watch him burn and flail, and he's screaming and whatever, and it's kind of sad when it's kind of sad when you're reading it or you listen to it. So you see that then he stops moving. So that mountain is absolutely, we've been saying it. Yeah. Whether it happens in season 8, we'll see. But I agree with it. We've said it. He dies by fire, just like the big white essentially that he is.
And
they double teamed him. They both got hurt and all this stuff. It wasn't easy. I'm not saying it was easy. I'm just going through it. But yeah,
the way they wrote it with her being burnt like him too, I think that's a good.
So you got the two half burnt, that spent so much time together.
I love this.
Then we go back to a flashback that Bran's having, and his eyes are actually bleeding. Like this is the first tree. This is the first werewood. This is what's important here. First werewood tree, he connects to it. His eyes are bleeding. He's starting to see. I won't go into all these visions, but he's seeing these visions as things that parallel happen in the battle. So they keep going back between Bran vision, and then the battle, as things happen currently. So in other words, like he sees like Rhaegar and Lyanna getting married again, and then he sees what happens here in a few minutes that I'll talk about almost at the same time. So it's really cool if that makes sense.
That is a cool.
His visions
concept.
are paralleling something that's happening currently.
Yeah.
Really, very
That
well
is
written.
deep. Yeah.
Very well written. This is the stuff that's more the book side of things, I think. We talked about before with Euron. So Euron sees this battle going on. He's outside. They're still fighting. Dany's kind of flying between both.
And he gets
and he actually so Theon goes in to save Yara.
Yeah.
Again. Then we see Euron use Yara, cut her wrist, and doesn't kill her or anything. Cuts her wrist, though. More blood. We talked about that before.
Oh, he
summons the Kraken.
Yes.
He calls the Kraken up. The Kraken comes up using blood magic. And this is more book Euron. So I don't think this will happen in the show. But this is really cool, though. I think this would be very cool. Summons a giant Kraken. It comes up out of the water. It grabs dragons, both the Dragon Night King and Dany. All this stuff's going on. At this time, while this is happening, he's kind of like, becoming this god. He actually summons a storm, like he's the storm god. At the same time, Theon slips in and actually gets Yara, lays her down. She's safe. She's kind of passed out, but she's not dead or anything.
Right.
Yara wakes up. Theon goes to tackle Euron, punches him. They get in a fight. Yara wakes up, drinks some of her own blood from her wound that he had cut her, and takes over the Kraken through blood magic somehow, and it releases the dragons. It goes after Euron and picks him up and rips him in two.
Holy motherfucker!
So Yara somehow with this, blood, this magic blood, uses what Euron was already doing and turns it on him, and the Kraken breaks him in half. Theon jumps on the Kraken, stabs his sword through the heart of this motherfucker. It goes down underwater, and Theon can't make it back. He's too deep.
But dude, I'm gonna tell you, that's great.
It is good. It really is. It won't happen on the show. This part. The book Euron stuff, but it's really cool.
But that's the redemption.
It really is.
Yeah.
Theon, it does specifically say he looks up after he's killed this thing. He drives his sword deep into its heart, whatever. But he's underwater. He looks up. He realizes he can't make it, so he's at peace. He lets go, and then he takes He takes in his first water.
Right.
And he just fades out and joins the drowned god, as it's called.
I was getting ready to say something like that. Yeah,
very cool. Again, to see this, I'm not. You can visually see this when it's happening. So
hell yeah! When you're just describing,
I'm not doing
I can picture it all.
Not doing it justice. This is the answer to the question, Dominic. And we go back to now that this is happening, we go back to King's Landing.
Oh yeah.
The fiery hand shows up with Melisandre. The fiery hand shows up. So we see Melisandre come in. It describes all their spears with fire, and they got these, all this stuff.
Yeah.
They're burning bodies. They're killing people. They're cutting down whites and stuff like that. So they come in, and this is what I think. I would love to see this. I don't know if it will. Again, I think we'll see Melisandre for sure. I don't know if they'll go as far as the fiery hand, because book people would know that. Show people wouldn't. But then again, it's not that big of a deal to say like who this is really quick. And John's not going to say, "Hey, stop!" They're going to have any help they need or can get. So this could happen. We'll see. So they show up, and then the battle continues. It's a huge battle. People are dying. He kills a White Walker, and then some other ones drop. But there's more. There's just so many. It's just overwhelmed. So they keep having to drop back and drop back. So then they decide they get backed up in so many places. They decide that, we have to, Varys with the little birds, that he found out that Cersei planted all the wildfire caches. because she had this plan.
Shit. Yes, that's right.
And they decide we have to. It's going to kill people, innocent people that we are trying to save, but we have to burn this place.
Oh my God.
We have to, otherwise the world's destroyed.
Right.
So Danny goes up, and John's on Regal. He does ride Regal again in this episode, and reluctantly says Dracarys and lights up the wildfire.
Holy shit.
And burns the place to the ground. During all this, where all these wildfire casts are exploding, one hits the dragons, the Night King, Viserion, and Danny and Drogon. They all spiral towards the earth. Danny is saved by being wrapped up in Drogon's wing, but Drogon's not really moving. She kind of wakes up. She gets out of it. She realizes Drogon's not moving. She's saved. John sees this on Regal and heads her way.
Yeah.
And then Viserion is looking at her right in the face, and the Night King's sitting on his back, and she looks up and instinctively reaches out towards Viserion, the dead dragon.
Hold on, dude. I'm not ready for this.
And, yeah.
Seriously?
Yep.
Seriously?
For real. Drogon releases his blue death, and Danny is gone.
Oh my God.
Gone. And it's like a frozen fire. Like she's frozen when Night King takes off.
Right.
John lands, kind of shit, and holds her and shit, and she's just burnt to a crisp or whatever.
It makes you
but it
wonder.
freezes his skin like it's free, like she's got icicle and shit on her body.
Yeah, it makes you wonder, like, if the regular dragon fire would have killed her, but that's specifically type.
Right. So yeah, that's it. And then Bran, while this is happening, so John goes up. You see this? Danny dies.
Yeah.
John goes up, and then Bran at the Isle of Faces at the same time. His eyes are bleeding. He's touching the tree. He wakes up and says, "No!" And it goes off. So he
shit.
sees this all at once. And it says when he touched this tree that he could see all the world instantly, all the past instantly, and current.
We questioned that before.
So that's his power up. We're
Yeah.
talking about the Bran power up on the Isle of Faces. So that's the end of episode 5. I mean, I didn't do it
Big
justice.
Paul, what are you saying? Am I overly excited? Hey, James, I just had pizza. It was pretty good. Oh, my God. Shit.
Damn. So, anyway.
I should have watched that one with him, and I wouldn't have been so excited about it. But no, that was intense. Everything
It is
you
intense.
said.
I'm not doing it justice, people. Believe me, I'm not. So that's the end of episode 5. We have one more to go, and we'll see how they end this thing.
How does it end? What's John doing when this episode goes off?
Holding Danny.
Oh,
and
my
then it
God.
goes to Bran opening his eyes saying
He's
no,
been
like
through
he just
this
saw
shit
it
before.
Yep.
Oh, my God.
So I'm not doing it any justice, but yeah, it's pretty intense. I highly recommend checking out this whole series. Some parts you won't like, some parts you will, but either way, it's a great little thing they did. I mean, it's a huge thing they did. It's a big project, and I just appreciate them letting me show these things. And I'm just adding little pieces to make it more visually for a long video. But it's really cool to have some, this kind of project to do while we wait on season 8 to actually start.
Yeah, man.
So really cool, really cool. So it was, and again, I'm not doing it justice just by talking about it on here. No way in hell. Anyway, so end of episode 5. Again, thank you to Boston University and all that stuff for letting me do this. I really appreciate it. Fun to do. So we got one more, and I can't wait to hear their reason for the Night King's return. So we should get that big holy shit moment in episode 6. Anyway,
It's to the nitty gritty right now.
we're down to the final few. We're down, and it's good. I think that's a pretty fair. That episode's pretty close, except for the Euron, the more book Euron stuff. Yep. I think it's pretty close. I do. I think it's pretty close. I don't know about the Danny dying, whatever, but I really like this. And what you're not able to hear from me just kind of describing these things is all the little dialogue moments of callbacks to season 1 episode, the rhyming, and that's all really good. And the Bran stuff is really good.
I'll have to go watch that.
When Bran sees the little things in the past, he's going back to the Tower of Joy. He goes back to places we've seen before, but he's now saying things out loud that he understands as things happen currently.
Damn it, dude.
So it goes back and forth. So it's really, really, really good. Really well done. Alrighty, let's see. I guess
time for a break?
I think it is. Yeah, so I can.
Yeah, that was intense. I'm ready.
Because now my throat's hurting. So yeah, let's do that, and we'll come back and grab the rest of these Patreon questions, and then in the regular chat too. So anyway, guys, yeah, thank you for letting me do these. I know some people hadn't seen them, but I highly suggest that you go check this out. And there's a playlist on my channel of these episodes. And again, I will put out the episode 6 Tuesday. So I'll work on episode 6 tomorrow. Put it out Tuesday at 12 o'clock.
Before we go to break, because what you said was John lit it up, and one of the casks knocked Danny and them down. He's gonna feel some guilt.
Well, no, Danny lit it up too. They were both, and just one of the explosions. I don't remember if it said which one.
Okay.
Yeah, it was just one of the wildfire explosions.
Yeah, like the Enola Gay pilot or whatever,
Right.
and he's the one that dropped the bomb. He's gonna feel so guilty. All right, sorry.
Yeah, so it didn't specifically say it was which one it was, but he is riding Regal now for the second time this season. So I like that he's just not automatically, because it says in there the first time like he's never done this before, he don't know what he's doing. So it's not like he just automatically can do everything, but they are bonded, dragon blood, all that good stuff.
Right.
All right, so yeah, let me see real quick. Ungoliant, thank you, Carol, for grabbing this. How about wrong do you think the timeline of Westeros is? Oh, how wrong do you think the timeline of Westeros is as far as the 8,000 years since the long night? Yeah, what I'm saying is the timeline is probably just not as long as people thought. So what they're going to do with the prequel is it's only 5,000 years ago. Okay? So this is what makes things interesting, because if it's 10 or 12,000 years like we thought the first long night happened, that's way before Valyrians. But if you go 5,000 years ago, you could have Valyrians involved. They're not quite there yet, but they're still essentially sheep herders and stuff. But they've not mastered dragons yet. But that's very... So what I'm saying is it's blurry. You don't really know. So when we see some of the people cast in the prequel, we could see Valyrians being involved in the Westerosi affairs that we didn't think would happen until 5,000 years later.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. So... according to that, if that's the case, it's just not quite like the long night could have happened very close to the rise of Valyria as opposed to 5,000 years apart. Because this could have implications of like some of the first men could have been the Night King, whatever, something. So that's how they're going to start mixing us up a little bit about when Valyrians rose and were there people of Valyrian descent over here with the first men or, whatever. So that's what I mean. I don't think it's near as long as they think. You know what I mean? And I think the prequel, if they follow that being canon, which is George R. R. Martin's story, that will confirm that.
Hell yeah.
So a lot closer than we thought.
Good night, Paige.
Good night, Paige. Have a good one. All right. So, yeah, let's take a quick stretch and we'll come back and get all your questions in the chat and then read some Patreon stuff too. So let me switch to this
My
really
heart
quick.
can't take anymore.
No. One more to go. All right, so yeah, give us a couple minutes and we will be
Right back.
Cannot give you back your homes or restore your dead to life, but perhaps I can give you justice in the name of our King. justice. In the name of our King.
Alrighty.
And we're back.
We're back. We're back. Proto Stark. Sorry, I keep getting ice. I'm sorry about.
Guys, the
Trust me,
moon
ice.
looks amazing.
It does. We checked out the moon. Really cool. I wish I still had my what I call that telescope thing. I used to have. It was my stepdad's. That'd be really cool.
It's like a red on one side fading to a darker orange to one side. It's almost like an orange eclipse.
Yeah, very cool. But it is cold. It's cold as shit
Hell
outside
yes,
now.
it is.
Just randomly. All right. Let's see. Greggy284 question: why is Bronn all but absent from the BU Virtual Season 8? He is a core character and a fan favorite. Yeah, there were a couple things that I'm not really sure about the Bronn, but I know like Gendry was. Now he's already dead, but he was mentioned. Like they didn't do the Arya Gendry reunion and stuff like that, but they had to cut out some things for time and all that. So they had to kind of, it's just like a regular show almost. They only had an hour or whatever, allotted time per episode, and they did have to cut out some stuff. So maybe, but yeah, we hadn't really heard about Bronn very much. And most of those characters are assumed dead now, right? That's not in King's Landing. So anyway, let's see. Oh, and whose question was you pointed out to me? I saw. What was it? Was it Sedinga's?
Yeah.
I think Sedinga was asking about the Night's Watch and catching Wheel, right?
We're asking why John wasn't.
Oh yeah, because John was had basically left the Night's Watch, and why is he not a deserter?
Yeah, does only the Starks mess with deserters?
Right. So John, the reason is that John died. He fulfilled his oath. At that point, there wasn't enough left to really worry about it, and the Northern Lords would not be the only, or like Ned and Starks would not be the only ones to deal with traitors. It would be any lord in the North that fell under the Starks banners. That's the king's rule, the king's law.
Cool.
So anybody, like if it was like House Mason which is a show only house, they would have done the same thing as the Starks would have. Now whether they would have taken him, I don't think they would, but possibly taken him to Winterfell, but I doubt it.
Oh yeah, I see what you're saying.
I doubt it. They're all under the same law as Ned was warden in the North. But yeah, John fulfilled his oath. He died.
That's
so
right.
They really technically couldn't do anything about it if they wanted to.
Yeah, he got him on technicality.
Exactly. Let's see. Meg Paul, thank you, Meg. Predictions of why Arya and Mel meeting again will be noteworthy. Anything you'd like to see come from their second run in? Yeah, the Red Woman's on her list, right? So I don't know. I would like to see, and I said this before, that with the War for the Dawn and all this stuff that Mel's trying to, because Mel's trying to do good. She's doing bad by doing, she's trying to do good by doing bad. So can Arya see the bigger picture and not just want to kill her because she wanted to try to save the world through Azor Ahai, which ended up being Jon or Dany or whatever instead of Stannis. You know what I mean? That's what I would like to see.
Yeah.
That type of thing where she doesn't just kill her because she's on the list, but she's used because she knows she's going to die. She's ready to die. We said it before. She needs to come in and do something in a literal bang. And, that's how she needs to go out by fire.
Karen W. has one about the teaser, a Q&A about the teaser.
All right, see it. Thank you, Karen. Posted this earlier, but got no answer. Sorry, Karen. We're trying to get them all. Now we're all on questions now. Since we got the episode done. In the teaser, we see Jon and Sansa walking down the same area of the crypt and Arya in another area. Do you think there's any significance to it? Yeah, we mentioned that earlier. I think that's I did not mention it in my review, but I think that skinny little hallway leading to the crypts will be a clue for an escape route. I mean, I don't know if they meant for that to be in the teaser to like really, but it was. We've never seen that little skinny kind of hallway down there.
Yeah.
So we said before the crypts will be important. I don't believe in raising the Kings of Winter in the show because there's nothing there. They're literally dust. But they're important because the crypts lead to other places like Wintertown and out of Winterfell.
Yeah.
So the escape. That's what I think it means. Let's see here. Let me go to Patreon really quick, too, and grab these. Taryn, Mother of Dragon. Thank you, Taryn. Doing another rewatch before the long night comes to an end. You know how I feel about Catelyn Snark, but damn, she has some good, excellent chapters. She does. One thing it says in the show as well, Brandon Stark, you always look at your feet just before you lie. I've thought about this too, like what is it going to mean? So I get so involved in the story that I keep forgetting to watch and see where this foreshadowing plays out. He does look at his feet when lying to Theon about the whereabouts of Hodor. Even more interesting is that Ned looks at his feet when proclaiming Joffrey is the one true king. Have you ever noticed any other times when a Stark looked at their feet before speaking? I assume this has to do with integrity and not being able to face someone when telling a lie, which could be typical for a Stark. That's a good point. I've thought about the Bran thing specifically. I don't know about the other parts. I was trying to think, like, when Ned told Jaime that Tyrion was arrested under his command, which was a lie. Did he look down? I can't remember exactly. But I thought about Bran. He kind of looked down when he handed the dagger to Arya.
He did.
Season 7.
Yeah.
Now, he's in a chair, so he looked down. You couldn't see, but he was kind of like he knew more about it. Now, whether that was just for Littlefinger, we don't know yet. But it could be for him. Like that same dagger ends up killing him anyway.
Wow.
Because that's certainly a theory floating around that Bran will have some link to the Night King, and that will be the way to kill him. And I think this is certainly a possibility. Because if you can't, I think it fits our thing, though. If you can't hurt the Night King with Dragonglass or Valyrian Steel, you can Bran. Don't matter what it is. He's human. But if he's connected to him mentally,
so crazy.
There you go. So I don't think that's a bad idea at all.
Not at all.
So I thought about that. I did think about that then, Taryn, when he looked down, giving the blade to Arya, like, yeah, something's going on. It's not just for, I'm not just giving it to you, but you're going to use it, type thing.
It's crazy.
Also confirmed for me, do you think the White Walkers are back because of Jon Snow? That was my impression that the time I read the books, because I thought White Walkers mistook Waymar Royce for Jon Snow. Interesting that the cold opening of the show was exactly that scene. The same scene was filled with all sorts of Isle of Faces and God's Eye symbolism. Just one of the reasons why you're a lord of all that is God, as far as I'm concerned. We said that in Dragon Part 1, maybe. That seems to be about the right time and something in that area. And that could be Bran, it could be Jon, but I think Jon has to be that
That's what I think.
To be the Song of Ice and Fire. And you're absolutely right. In the books, Waymar Royce is described as really close to Jon Snow with the gray eyes, because remember, you can't look at actors and talk about book stuff.
That's right.
Actors are actors. They tried, like Dany and Viserys tried the contacts for purple eyes. They couldn't see and focus, so they had to take them out and not use them. So they tried, but yeah, Jon doesn't look like Jon in the books. He's got gray eyes, very stark, long-faced, all that. Looks like Ned, which looked like Lyanna. Anyway, so yeah, that was the idea, was that Jon's birth is what they're reacting to. Mazuma. Hey guys, thanks for the content. As always, 2 quick, serious questions. Oh, Mazuma's got serious questions tonight. Thank you, Mazuma, by the way, for we were talking about PC stuff the other day. Your opinion of Ned's honor. Was it overall more honorable for him to lie essentially everyone to protect Jon? Secondly, are you worried that Reed/Cranniman storyline is done as far as the Butchers will present to us?
The Butchers.
Yeah, D&D, the Butchers, right. I get it. I don't know. I mean, I think I don't have a problem with lying when it protects your family or something. I just don't. I mean, you're essentially giving up your own honor for them, so that's actually honorable in itself, is the way I look at that. Ned was not perfect, believe me, all through books and show. And it got him killed. Second, are you worried that the Reed-Cranniman storyline is done? Yes. I think it's probably done in the show. I mean, the Howland part, it just, as much as I want him to show up to confirm, you don't absolutely need it. That's what I was saying before. I wanted to see him, but it's like I said before, if we don't see Mira again, I don't know if we see him, unless he's not at Greywater Watch and he's at the Isle of Faces.
Let me ask you this.
No.
I really need to hear your answer on this.
I don't know. I plead the fifth.
Is there a difference in your mind in weighing a lie? Okay, if Ned comes home with Jon and says, "This is my bastard child. I'm really sorry."
Right.
That is a lie. Or
Yes.
if someone looked at him and said, "Is this really your sister Liana's son?" and he said, "No," and now that's a lie.
Right.
They're both lies.
But is there a difference?
I think there is. He made up a story versus really lied to somebody.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It's you justify it the same way though. It's all to protect John.
Right.
So I don't know if there is a difference. I see what you're saying.
Yeah, he just made up
Like,
a
he
story,
made up a story
to fool people.
and
Now,
then-
but if you directly asked him and he said no, but nobody's going to ask him that because
Right.
he's already got him looking over here with a diversionary
Right.
story. So he never had to really lie to anybody, in my opinion.
That's true. Yeah, he didn't. He just shows up with a kid. It's just assumed what happened because it happened all the time when they went off to war.
That's right.
Men go off to wars. They don't know if they're coming back. They do shit they normally wouldn't do or would.
Would, yeah.
So he really didn't have to even say anything, and
True.
that's just assumed. So that is true.
That's
He just
right.
let it propagate, except for the Shara Dane stuff. He didn't. He shut that shit down real quick because he loved her. I don't doubt that. Lord Kev of House Fukin. What? Tonight I'm going to attempt to be a shadow warrior, which means I'm sticking to the shadows and being silent unless beckoned by my master Smokescreen. Why, Lord Fukin Kev? Why are you trying to be silent? You all right, man? Are you good? K-Dubs on Patreon, thank you, man. Did Maester Aemon know Bloodraven? If so, do you think Aemon was privy to any extra info? Yeah, I would think so. I would think he was old enough. He went to the wall with him, so he absolutely knew him. I don't know about any other info other than probably hearsay. They went to the wall together, so that tells you how long that's been, how old he is. So, yeah, he definitely knew him. So as far as I don't know if he knew anything about what he was. You know what I mean? People already whispered about that anyway.
Yeah.
So he just looked at him as family. I don't really know. That's a good question. But definitely knew him. Randy Sumatsu, thank you, Randy. I haven't finished the BU episode yet, but the smokescreen theory is underway. Interesting to see how they approach it. Yeah, so we just talked about it, so I guess you heard it. Sorry, Randy, I know I had to spoil some of that for you, but still worth a watch for sure.
It is.
I did it no justice. Marion on Patreon. Thank you, Marion. I have not seen Marion post before. Do you think see, this is the benefits of Patreon. You can always get your questions.
Heck yeah, that's awesome.
Do you think Sansa might end up on the Iron Throne, not just Winterfell? It will be rebuilt. And please say hi to my man Frederick that tried to stay up but couldn't do it. Hello, Frederick.
Frederick, what's up, brother?
Why couldn't he stay up? That sleepy? Anyway, hello,
We call
Frederick. What's that?
I was going to say, we call him narcoleptic Fred here.
Yes.
Smokescreen.
Exactly. Narco Fred. Maybe Fred can get here next time. Maybe he can be able to stay awake. Let's see. So I think it's possible. I'm still not 100% on the more beautiful queen thing, if that even has to come true. I think it's possible that Sansa ends up queen in the end anyway, but I don't know. What I would rather see is, regardless if she's queen, it matters to me if she ends up marrying someone or not, and not being some perfect knight.
Right.
On, with golden hair
That's
and
right.
fucking whatever. Like
Well, it would be
Tyrion.
Tyrion,
Or,
yep.
I know people think John, but I can't see that ever happening.
Nope.
I cannot see it ever happening.
That would be the biggest curveball.
The Hound is another people like, especially in the book storyline fits a little bit more. The kiss that never happened. I didn't, they did a little bit of that in the show, but she doesn't think back to it, so it's not quite the same. So, I mean, I think it's possible because it kind of fits as like the more beautiful queen. Cersei thinks it's Marjorie. But then so that's her red herring, and then Sansa's been there the whole time right under her nose, and that's our red herring. And then Dany's the one, or we think it's Dany, and then Sansa's been there the whole time. That's what I was trying to say. So
Yeah.
I think it's possible.
Cool.
Very similar to the Valonqar.
Yeah.
She thinks it's Tyrion the whole time, and it's Jaime right there beside her. Anyway, Marion, also thank you on Patreon. Have you played the addictive Game of Thrones Reigns? Fun. I'd like to see you playing on your channel. I have it. I bought it. I'm going to stream it on Twitch.
Really?
Yes.
Sweet.
Now, it's
daddy.
just a card game, but you guys are going to make the choices. So if you guys want to set that up, follow me on Twitch, by the way. I've been gaming a lot every night, and I got that game so I could do that. So you Game of Thrones people, It's free. I know some people somehow believe that you have to pay for Twitch. I promise you don't. You just follow the channel by clicking a little heart. So create an account. SmokeScreen Vids is the name. You can all the links are in all descriptions. I'm going to stream that. I've been streaming a lot this last couple weeks at night. But if we do that game, maybe for the Game of Thrones crowd, maybe we'll schedule it for a certain day. So you get anyway. Just follow on Twitch and you'll get notifications on your phone or your PC. So I've got it. Going to play it. Haven't played it yet, but I got it. It's ready to roll, and I want to stream it. So we'll do that. Follow me on Twitch, and we'll do that.
Hell yeah.
K-Dubs, this should be the chat's responsibility tonight. Come up with a great legendary direwolf names and go. There you go. K-Dubs has spoken.
Yeah.
Come up with legendary. See, I thought about that too. Like, what would be some really cool? Because you got all these badass dragon names. If you're reading Fire and Blood or already finished it, I'm almost done. And I'm hearing all these names and I'm dragon names and during Dance of the Dragons, how they all die, and that would be cool. That'd be cool. That's kind of what made me start thinking, damn, there's no real old school direwolf tales and shit. Why not? And so that needs to happen.
Hell yes.
So yeah, we'll check out some direwolf names in the chat. Let me finish this really quick. Lord Kev, 'tis the reason from my usual absence of crude quips tonight. Okay, so you're saying you're being silent, but I want to know why. Here he goes, Lord Kev again. Would Sansa be fitting queen for the Night King since he's supposedly soulless, and we all know that gingers have no souls either? Thoughts? And also, I'm just fucking peachy, all good in the hood, brother. Okay, just making sure. Just making sure, because normally you're joking and cracking. It's just odd for you to be quiet. That's kind of like James not getting in some kind of trouble,
right?
And having bad news on Sunday. If he came on here and said, I won the fucking lottery, you'd be waiting for like the end of the world.
Exactly.
Brimstone and fucking...
Until tonight, honestly, I have not really thought about the bad luck that I've had.
So anyway.
Gingers have souls!
Yeah. Yes. Monkey Male Dog. Personally, I would rather have any of the main characters be queen or king other than Sansa. Cersei will be dead by then. Yeah, I don't want to be like, look, I'm gonna say, how I feel about Catelyn and Sansa. I wasn't far behind, but I like Sansa a lot better than I used to. But that was you were supposed to. You were supposed to have the Stark you didn't like. And it was going to be a lot worse in the books too. They didn't go that route with her and Joffrey and having kids. She was going to actually betray him.
Shit.
So she's supposed to be the dude, the Stark that you hate, the Stark you love to hate. But she's changed, and I dig that. So now, do I want her on the Iron Throne? No, I don't. I just don't. If it happens, it happens. But it would have to happen in the absence of Dany, Jon, and them trying to change things or whatever. If they both die or something, I don't know, but. Wouldn't hate it, absolutely hate it or anything.
Have you refreshed this?
No, I have not. It should automatically.
That's
actually.
what I was wondering too.
I can't refresh it. Actually,
okay, cool.
Because it would stop the stream.
I saw somebody say something about checking it.
Alicia Kingston, hello, Alicia. Alicia's asking, Q&A, have you read Fire and Blood yet? Smokescreen or Dust? I have. Well, I just said I'm like.
I live it.
Yeah. Yeah, that is true.
No, I haven't read the first word of it yet.
Yeah, no, I'm almost done, Alicia. I'm like right at the very close to the end. So yeah, essentially yes. And yeah, I'm digging. I loved it. Of course, the beginning of it is a repeat of some things in World of Ice and Fire, and you're hearing about the Rogue Prince and Daemon Targaryen, all that stuff is cool. So yeah, I have read it. So and almost done with it. Really cool. And that's what we were saying. Like, we need a balance. I don't want him to take time from wins, but we need a balanced Stark history, like in depth, besides the little bit we get in World of Ice and Fire.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I haven't seen, K-Dubs, hadn't seen any direwolf names yet. I'm looking for some cool ones. I got a good one, Riddick. That'd be the first one.
I put Buster in the chat.
Yeah, you did, Buster, of course. Fido. Oh, shit. Let's see. Ungalian, Q&A, do you think the pact was made before or after the creation of the White Walkers, as it seems the first men had no need to make peace because they were winning so completely? Apparently, it happened after. But then, so the crew of the White Walkers, while they were still warring, he didn't attack or anything, and then they came to peace. They decided enough of the fighting and did the pact, and then they showed up. So apparently that's what happened as far as what we know about the timeline. And I believe if it would have been different, we would have got some kind of confirmation during his creation. Hey, there's Jon Snow Targaryen. We have a lot of Jon Snows up in the chat now. I saw the other Jon Snow in here too. Buster is epic, Richard says. Tail Chaser. That's not bad, actually. You know, I could see that kind of medieval name.
I could too.
You know, Tail Chasers. That's pretty straightforward. Let's see. Lady Dreamfire, Smokescreen. I was asking about Howland Reed. Also, do you think the dead lords of Winterfell will help? I don't think that they will. I know a lot of people do, and I guess you can suspend your disbelief a little bit more because it is magic-y. Yes, that's our word here.
That is our word.
By the way. So, yeah, but we've always been saying that the Kings of Winter, the buried Starks, are dust. There's nothing to put back together. There's Lo Horton. What's up, Lo? Glad you made it. But yeah, they're not going to be resurrected unless you see the dust particles come back together and form a skeleton and then put itself together and then pick up a sword. You know what I mean? Only recent, very recent Starks, which like Ned made it back, but his bones are in a box like this big. It's not like it's not like he's together in a full. You know what I'm saying? So it depends on how far they go with that kind of shit. You know what I mean? So I don't think so. But you know, I'm not saying there is an argument for it for sure because they bring him up the crypts all the time. Jon's called to the crypts in his dreams, and even Ned's thinking about the iron swords laying across to keep their spirits in. So you know, you could say that's kind of pointing to, well, we're going to see their spirits at some point, which means whites.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, we could happen. It could happen, but you got to think about it.
Look at what Diane Harris says.
Ghost Buster. Oh, Ghostbuster.
Yeah, Ghost is a direwolf name. Buster would be a direwolf name.
It could work.
Ghostbuster. Breed them.
It could work. Let's. No problem, Lady Dreamfire. Let's see. Where are we? It's Jacob 540. Thank you, Taryn, for grabbing this. Thank you, Jacob. Sorry to ask again, but do you think that Bran could find out what the Night King wants by traveling back and taking and talking to the pre-Night King, to the Proto-Stark? I don't. That'll be cool for him to like be dwelling among the first men and seeing how they are. Which, you know, here's what I didn't like about the guy they used in the show is I don't buy that old Proto-Starks and old first men would be like clean shaven. They were described as hard, long hair, beards.
I hate to do this. Good point.
No, you don't. You don't. We love to hear a good point.
But yeah, you're right.
You know what I mean?
He was clean shaven as a mofo.
I guess, and see, there's something with the beard thing. I don't know. It's weird. But I don't know. What was the question? Oh, I'm sorry, Jacob. But I don't think that Bran talking to him before he was captured would know anything other than, you know what I mean? Because
he's
the first.
Well, and plus, you couldn't talk to him before it happened to find out what he's pissed about and coming back for.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, you'd have to talk to him.
He would know about the children and the war and whatever.
Yeah,
but he wouldn't
you
know
wouldn't
anything
know
about
why he's coming back.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, he would. I think it was the magic that connected him with Werewood.net and all that created him, and they gave him a directive essentially.
Yeah. To
kill people.
But then something happened with the pact and all that shit, and he's pissed off.
Alex Montero, thank you, Alex. Q&A, what's up, Chris and James? What do you think the Bronze role in Season 8 will be? I'm starting to think either he gets killed off early or not at all. I actually think that Bronn will make it. I really do. I think he's one of the few that will make it, and I don't know if Jamie survives this thing or not. I doubt it, but I think he will make it and get his castles. And there's a couple things like that at the end that you think
Little payoffs.
little payoffs will happen. So I think Bronn will actually make it. I
And
really do.
you've already said he survived way longer than he was intended.
Oh yeah. He's grown into something huge. I re-released that little remix from a year ago, actually yesterday, because I know we got a lot of new subs and have not seen these videos. Were not seen the last year and a half. People have not seen these videos, so I hate doing it, but I need to at the same time because nobody has seen these videos that are old, a year and a half, something like that.
Right.
So I re-released a couple of these remixes. I know some people have seen them, so I apologize for people that have seen them, but most people don't even know. So that tells you right there that they didn't get notified, never seen them. But I'm talking about Bronn, and I will say this: he was just created to be talking to Tyrion. He's not anybody special like a Reign of Casimir. But the point of the video was not that. I do discuss that for a couple minutes in the beginning. The point is, why was he beyond the wall for work?
Yeah.
Why did he go beyond the wall? The Night's Watch doesn't hire sellswords. They're their own army.
Right.
So I was speculating that perhaps Varys, since he knew about on the council and told the council that this king beyond the wall is like, apparently they're all following this king now. They're not really wild anymore. It's like, wonder where he got that information.
Yeah.
And Bronn, when he said, I've been up there for work, just kind of like, oh, maybe he hired some sellswords to go see what's up with this king beyond the wall.
Oh, I saw somebody wrote Silverbush, and I thought I saw Livermush when I looked up.
Right. Oh, no, that's Mizuma's old Nan. Yeah. See, Nightbot says fan of nude old Nan.
Okay.
See, that's
It's
the
a
command. Yeah, the command Silverbush. That's Mizuma's twisted sick
I
mind.
swear when I looked up and read it, I thought it said Livermush.
Ungoliant, last question. Given the existence of the Black Gate, do you think the story of the Night's King is actually the story of a rogue Lord Commander, or is it the story of when the North forgot? That's a great question, and I think it's a question. I think you hit it on the head with the North forgot. This is what the Starks hid and buried because it was a Stark. I don't have no doubt it was a Stark, Brandon Stark, like old Ned told us. There's been a billion Brandon Starks. They erased this history, and his name was erased from the books, and nobody knows about it. Only the verbal tales remained. So I think it's when the North forgot, absolutely. And then of course modern Starks don't really know much about it, but at some point the Starks did cover. They were not perfect. They were not perfect people, believe me. Like I was saying, and how they were described, the first men, the Kings of Winter, when they founded House Stark, they were brutal. They went and just smashed the Warg King and took their daughters, and that's when they became wargs, I think. That's when they got that blood from the children. So these were not great people just because their last name was Stark. You know what I mean?
That's right.
Let's see. John Snow says, Q&A, what is the true pact between the children and the Night King? They come back and destroy men. The children will all live in safety in the God's Eye and come out once they gone and pull a dagger out of Night King. I don't know. I mean, that's the thing. How did when he was created? I guess whatever they wanted to happen, whatever his goal was, because it was put into the magic, the incantation or whatever, shoved into his chest, and then he just went to work, I guess. So I don't know if they was thinking, well, we'll all die, but we'll be safe on the God's Eye because they can't cross water.
Right.
And then they'll kill all men, and then we'll come out and be the only ones left, and then we'll somehow shut him down. I think maybe that was their original intention, because they did want to win the war. They were dying, but then the point of this whole thing is that they turned on them too.
Yeah.
It was the nuclear option that destroyed everything. So that's what was unnatural about it. That's what threw the seasons out of balance. That's what I'm saying. That's my guess.
Yeah.
The show kind of gave us that hint when Bran went back and saw the mountain shaped like an arrowhead where he was created. It was all spring and grass was growing, and then boom, it's modern times. He goes and sees the army. They're standing there where he was created, by the way. He apparently likes to hang out there a lot, and it's all snow and shit, and becomes the land of always winter.
Yeah.
So I think that's the.
I want you to answer this question that Carol got from Everdome. Is there any textual evidence as to when and or why the dire wolves are stark sigil.
I don't. I was just reading this. Thank you, Everdome. I don't remember any actually. I don't remember a reason why they took that as their sigil. I just remember seeing that as their, they took that as their sigil.
Just in that geographic area where that
my
was built,
guess
there
would
was
be
lots of them at one time.
Well, my guess would be is going back to what I was just saying about the old World of Ice and Fire history with the Ward King, because they were this. I don't know the timing though. I don't really know. So they became wargs, and the Ward King, the blood from the children of the forest that they apparently intermingled with. Then they killed the Ward King and killed all the sons and took the daughters. That's when their offspring became the first Stark wargs. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? So then they could have picked up, since it became a thing where they started bonding with these wolves, maybe they picked up the sigil then. I don't know the time though. It's vague. So that's just a guess. I don't know about the timing. It could be off, could be wrong. Yes, Doc Holliday, they could area warg.
Always.
That'll never go away.
It works
every time.
Yeah.
It's 100%. 100% of the time. Why is this little thing so small over here? Why can I move that? Oh, I can. I didn't do that. Let's see. Is this right? No. I haven't seen anything pop up there. All right. No problem, Everdome, no problem. Yeah, I wish I had a clearer answer. I just don't know. I don't think we get a definitive why. But I would just guess that's my guess based off.
So you think it's more because their ability to bond and nothing to do with what I said, just the fact that maybe direwolves lived in that region?
No, it very well could have been. That could equally be just as possible because
that's kind of what a lot of sigils are based on. Things like
it is. It's true. Like the Greyjoys, there's the Kraken. But it makes you wonder why other Ironborn that's not in the Greyjoy family don't take something similar to sea stuff. It's weird. So yeah, it could be easily just regional. Although direwolves were more, I guess, in the north versus wolves are everywhere, but direwolves specifically, I guess. So yeah, I mean, kind of similar thing though, because if they were mostly up north and where it is more winter naturally, and stuff like that, then I would think that that would be a regional type thing versus. But it's almost like you got House Lannister lion, but you got House Rain, who was also a different color lion in the Westerlands, but then they got wiped out eventually by Tywin. But so I don't know. You have similar things, and you have some other stuff that's very odd that don't make sense for the region. You know what I mean? So anyway, it's just a guess. It could easily be just, it's cool. It looks mean.
Right.
We're a bunch of,
really
maybe they were described by the children as they come through here like a bunch of wolves, and I like that. And I'm slapping it up.
Seriously,
because you want it to be scary. Like exactly. You want it to be scary and badass. Like Lady Olenna. I love when she said, winter is coming, and she said,
I love that
and then
too.
she's like growing strong. Really? What kind of shitty words is that?
I love that.
Anyway, sorry for the bad impression of Lady Olenna. I'm not very.
Everybody saw her in her head when you said it.
Yes, I'm sure. Yeah, listen to in her voice. Let's see. Ella B. Shouldn't Sansa be happy if Jon and Dany hook up? He's got to marry someone. Why not a queen with dragons? She should. She should be happy for her brother. First and foremost, they still grew up as brother and sister, regardless of what they actually are.
Yeah.
So you would think so. It depends on if there's any of that little bit of me shit left. Is there? I mean, I think they're pretty much done with that. With the Arya Sansa talk in season 7. So anyway, yes, Lady Olenna. I wish she would come back, man. I wish that I wish that I wish it wasn't poison. It was just like he slipped her some water.
That would have been funny as hell.
And then she comes walking back up in season 8. I thought I was gonna die, you motherfucker. I drank water. Gave her some sugar water or some shit. Hell no, she didn't care in W. She didn't put it with shit. She didn't care. Chris Roberts, thank you, Chris. Could you please touch on what you think Euron's fate will be? Do you think he has an ace up his sleeve? I don't think he's as stupid as what we think. Well, I mean, I think it's in the show. It's pretty straightforward. Again, the books is way too complicated. He is more of a sorcerer, and like the episode 5 we just went over, the BU episode. Yeah, that's book. I could see book Euron doing shit like that, blood magic, and trying to summon a kraken.
Yeah,
show Euron, his idea is, look, I'm going to get up with this queen, and I'm going to kill her, and I'm going to be king. That's it.
That is it.
That is really just it. It's really that simple, I think. Which is not a bad strategy, actually. Right. So he has if he controls the seas, and he kills Cersei and takes over what little left of their army with all the Ironborn that he has, I mean, he can seize power. He didn't count on this whole Night King thing, though. He didn't count on that. So now he's got to figure out a way for the Golden Company to work for him alone. And Cersei's going to want the Golden Company for her alone. So they're going to both have conversation with Harry Strickland. Look, you report to me. Yeah, you report to me, not Cersei.
They're so predictable.
And it is. That's why Cersei always fails.
Yep.
Cersei's going to have the conversation. Now, you will report to me, not Euron just because he brought you over, but Euron's already whispered in his ear, I'll pay you more.
Yeah. Oh, Euron's swagger is cool on the show.
Yeah, I did like him a lot better in Season 7 as far as just the way he felt than the first time in Season 6, the King's Mode. I hated it. Anyway. Carol Brown, check new subs, Streamlabs, and Super Chats. I have not seen anything. I can't refresh. I can try the webpage. I have not seen any subs pop up, anything. I was actually just looking. Let me maybe just go to here and go back and see if it, because this should be live and this should refresh automatically. Yeah, I haven't seen anything there. Let me check down here. Okay, we did. Yeah, Dominic was the last super chat. So yeah, we're good there. So yeah, I think we're good. I think we're good. I haven't seen any. I hadn't heard any notifications anyway for subs.
7 new subs since the break. Carrie Nevis says.
Really? They haven't popped up. I haven't. They're not on my list.
That's
and the last thing I had was the Man and Hamden, and then that was the last 2 subs. That's been an hour ago that I see. So I don't see any names on my list to actually thank anybody, and I can't.
That really sucks.
Let me check. Actually, let me just check the website. I can maybe that thing would refresh or something, or show a different list. It shouldn't. It should all be live. But I'll double check because I damn sure want to thank everybody, if I can. This one, is that my channel? I don't. Hey, I think I'm gonna start doing some really short Riddick videos on the SmokeScreen vlogs. That way, I ain't got to really edit anything. I ain't got time for it right now. But I love these little dog channels, and they show me and my, there's a couple it'll be Riddick the German Shepherd dog or something for like a channel.
Yeah.
And I've seen some like somebody the Husky or whatever. And
that's a good idea.
People love them. I think it's fun.
And the other day I sent you that video. You didn't respond, but did you get it? Of you throwing him the football and him catching it.
Oh yes. Okay,
yeah.
Yes.
I didn't know if I ever sent you that. I remember when I filmed it, and I found it in my phone.
Yeah. So
they'd love to see that.
Yeah, so here's what I'm looking for. No, here we go. So we got Mizuma. Thank you, Mizuma. This shows you right here what I'm talking about. So this came up, and it's already on the screen there. This is, it's actually the same. So I'm sorry if people are subbing and I'm not seeing the alerts. But Mizuma just donated. Thank you for the super chat, Mizuma. Q&A from the Lady Eternal. Thank you, Lady Eternal, in Patreon and in chat. Okay. Let me check Patreon. Oh, okay. You got it here, Mizuma. All right, here we go. Thank you, the Lady Eternal. The feather symbolizes the lies that Robert and Sansa believe about R plus L since they put in Lyanna's hand. It following represents the truth about RLJ becoming known. Thoughts. Hashtag subscriber. Also, what does it mean when you and James low 3?
Low 3 instead of high 5. We low 3.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. I completely forgot about it.
Me too.
Because I don't. Yeah,
I don't know.
I think.
But I mean, I've got a guess in my head.
I think that's Mizuma's bullshit. So yeah, that don't happen. By the way, Mizuma. That was Mizuma's adding on to your question, Lady Eternal.
Oh,
because Mizuma's an asshole.
No. I'm so fucking gullible.
Yeah.
I was like, why would she ask that?
No, Lady Eternal. Yeah, I think that's pretty much what I said. I said the feather represents truth in my breakdown of that teaser. So that was essentially what I was saying exactly. And it keeps falling out because it's not right. And then I said that we will see in Season 8, just a little prediction. I don't think it's a big surprise, that we'll see John learn this truth and then go down there and place that feather himself or something. And it'll represent like, or he'll pick it up, maybe he'll take it, something. He'll touch that fucking feather is what I'm saying.
Yep.
And it'll represent the truth is now out. You know, it will set him free or whatever.
Yeah.
So I agree. Lady Eternal. You're saying it a slightly different way, that it represents the lies and then the truth. You know, but I was basically saying exactly the same thing about the feather. So I agree, absolutely. And thank you. And thank you, Mizuma. You're an asshole. Love you, man. Love you, mean it.
Marty says a feather is a feather unless it's a quill.
That is true. That is true. Tears of Lease. Thank you, Tears of Lease, and thank you, Slope, for grabbing that.
Very cool.
Is it possible that Varys and Qyburn are working together?
Okay, I'm glad that's asked, because as you were doing the BU thing breakdown, and you said, Varys said, "I'll be right back," that kind of crossed my mind for just a second.
You're wondering, what is he doing?
Yes,
what is he
and
doing?
and Qyburn was on the other end of what I was wondering. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised, but I don't think so. What I would say is, like I was saying before, I just hope that I want Qyburn. I want them to show that Varys is still in control of the birds. That Qyburn's just being played.
Okay.
Because I like Varys. I mean,
I do too.
He does some shitty things. Don't get me wrong, but I like him, and I want him to be like. I want him to come out on top. He's going to die, I'm sure. I mean, Melisandre told us that. It's not like a spoiler, but I want him to come out on top of the game between Qyburn taking over and all this shit.
But if you found out they were working together, is it more of a sign of Varys being bad or Qyburn being good?
Varys being a badass.
Badass, but with his
with his connections,
manipulation and shit.
Exactly. I would hope so. That's the way I would like it to come out. Let's see here. Muse, what do you mean? Announce on Twitter. What am I announcing? The stream I did. I think I put it on Twitter. If that's what you're saying, I don't know what you mean exactly. Jake from State Farm. What is that? Is that a chicken leg? Oh yeah, it's a chicken leg. What is that? What the hell? We got. Wait a minute. Is this Twitch?
It looks like he's able to draw his own chicken leg.
I know that. I've never seen that. What is that? I don't know what's going on. This is Twitch now. Well, here's the thing. I was going to say Mizuma. Jake, is if I got the channel memberships like I'm supposed to already have, because you can only need 30,000 subscribers.
Right.
We could have Twitch style emotes.
That would be cool.
And emoticons on here, and people could have their own little thing in the chat, depending on But I can't seem to. I opened a ticket about it, and they ain't even heard a reply. I mean, not even a reply this time. Usually they'll send a reply with a fucking link, which they will when they do reply, but they ain't even responded. So this is, again, that's why I keep asking, hey, if you hadn't subscribed, please subscribe. Create an account if you're logged out, whatever. Because when you get to 100K, you have a contact. It's so important. You're nothing on YouTube until you get 100K as far as like getting help and asking simple questions. So anyway, Carol Brown's grabbed a question. Thank you, Carol. From Shay Zilberberg. Thank you, Shay. If the Night King left Craster's white babies up north and he will lose the battle, will we still have White Walkers unless Beric is right? Well, that depends. That's the thing. We don't know. I'm assuming that these grown White Walkers are all Craster's sons, or most. Too. And they've... I just don't know that they grow up in a week or overnight. We don't know how that works. Now, the Boston University episode had actual White Walker babies that were still young and
Right.
growing up. So that it's I don't necessarily think they'll go that route in the show and books. I think it's some magical thing. They're touched and then they grow pretty fast or just faster than usual. But I don't know. It's your guess is as good as mine about that. So we'll see. We'll see if they give us a glimpse of the lands of always winter. Do they have a culture? It seems to be they do in a way. It's really weird because they have armor. So who's making that? You know, will they ever explain it? Do they sit around in their off time and do what? You know, do they eat snow cones all day? I mean, I don't know.
They got a little snow cone stand.
Yeah, it could be. I mean, we don't know what they do. It seems to be they have some kind of a culture, though.
Yeah, we've talked about it a lot. Like who's making all the shit, and I don't know. I don't know. They definitely do have a culture.
Yeah, I mean they seem to have something. Diana Harris, there she is. She's still awake. She didn't fall asleep. Q&A, what if Winterfell falls? Varys smuggles Dany and Jon to King's Landing, and Dany sees the dragon skull, especially the damaged skull of Balerion the Dread, and realizes Cersei intends to betray them. That could happen. I think, though, they'll find out probably from Jaime before they ever get there, which will make them want to go there and take over the city. Kind of like the episode kind of played out this time, or episode 5.
That's right.
So yeah, I would think that we will. I think Jaime has to do that. He's got to offer something in revenge, and as opposed to just going up there and getting killed and beheaded for trying to kill Bran and all the stuff he's done, fighting against Dany already. So he's got to offer something that they can trust, and I think he probably would give them that information because he left knowing that Cersei's full of shit.
Yeah, if she's seen the damaged skull, that would be.
Yeah, now I would love
testing some shit.
Love to see a scene though with Dany in there looking at old dragon skulls.
Yes.
Hopefully we will. I guess. I know some people don't want Dany to win. The Lady Eternal, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate it. Love you guys and your content. Got or not got love. Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it,
you.
Lady Eternal. Slope, thank you for the super chat as well for Protocon and hashtag Kill Ghost. You're anti. Why are you anti gray areas hashtag? It's what you're doing. She's got free ghost. You got Kill Ghost. Let's go. You're just trying to start shit. You're stirring the pot. But thank you, Slope, man. Appreciate it. Appreciate the super chat. Okay, that was that. Thank you. See there, Martsy. Thank you, Martsy, for subscribing. See, we saw a subscriber there. It's worked. Appreciate it, Martsy.
Yeah.
So it is working. I'm not sure how if we're missing. I not missed a few subscribers there, but I can see that one. And there it is. Anyway, thank you, Martsy. Okay, let's do this. It's 12:30. We usually go to about 1:15ish. So let's take a stretcher, let the Riddick out in the cold, and check out the Wolf Moon. Is it the Wolf Moon?
Yep.
The Wolf
might be over.
The Wolf Blood Moon thingy, if it's still there. No. So yeah, let's take a stretcher real quick. Let me move this over here so I can see. This microphone's always in my way. And assuming you guys still want to hang out as usual, give us a couple minutes and we will be
right
back.
restore your dead to life, but perhaps I can give you justice in the name of our King.
All right, we're back. All y'all bastards. This will be the last stream where James joins.
They said I'll be the top bunk time out.
This will be the last stream where you see this bastard over here.
Remember my smiling face?
He's going to be in the room in Azuma. And at ProtoCon, y'all can.
Oh, shit.
Oh, shit. Hey, Zara. Sorry, Zara, for these assholes in the chat. Oh, Lord. I just saw a question a minute ago somewhere. Hold on, let me check. Here we go, Lord Kev. Q&A, if Jaime gets killed, what do you think about Brienne getting together with Tyrion? He's a good-hearted Lannister like his brother Jaime and also portable.
What the fuck?
He's portable. As a big fan of Brienne, as big as Brienne is, she can stuff him in their hole and go on her merry way. Hashtag there are worse ways to die. That is true. He is portable in that sense, I guess. Oh shit. No. What was I saw? What did I see during the break there where y'all were talking about freaking bunk beds and popcorn and Ghost and shit.
I don't think they were getting the visual I was trying to send out.
Yeah,
they were
Ghost,
thinking weird. They said something about, do we ever do the pottery scene? And I said we try to watch movies like that. And I'm in the back feeding you popcorn.
I saw that. That's why I said you're fired.
And they were talking all weird shit, like they couldn't picture what I was trying to say.
Good night, Diane Harris.
Did you see where I said we were trying to share in a toothbrush?
No, I didn't see all that. No, I just.
They said we take a bath together to try to share water.
Yeah, I saw that.
Conserve water. And I said we tried sharing a toothbrush, but we realized we were wearing them out twice as fast, so we weren't saving any money.
Muse, here's what this is the question. Muse, thank you, Muse. Ingenu, I'm sorry. I always fuck that up. Excuse me. Q&A, does Jaqen's shock of Targaryen silver hair mean anything? Why would the wig department give him that little wig if it was meant to be nothing? I don't know. That's a fair question. Maybe it represents his link to Targaryens or not Targaryens specifically, but Valyrians, because that's why the Faceless Men were founded. Anyway, I don't know. I don't necessarily think it means anything as far as the Targaryens, but maybe a little link to the history of the many-faced god and why they were founded in Valyrian mines, and they prayed for death because it was so horrible, the conditions. So I don't know. That's a good question. Randy Sumatsu, thank you, Randy, for the super chats. If Dany and Tyrion die, but Jaime lives, would Jon give him King's Landing with Brienne as Kingsguard? Would Jon give King's Landing to Jaime? That's interesting. I don't know. He saved it, probably ends up saving it twice.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know what...
because I don't feel like Dany or Jon would stay in King's Landing.
Yeah, that's what we've been saying. It's like if he, I don't know, maybe for a time, if he has to or whatever, to start changing things. But again, it's not going to be an overnight, republic or democracy or some shit. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. That's interesting. I have to put some more thought into that, Randy. If he's like maybe if they decide to split up the realm again or something like that, where people can rule themselves. But Jaime might want to go back to the Westerlands, Casterly Rock.
That's what I was thinking.
I don't know.
Yep.
I don't know if he'd want to stay there either.
Exactly what I was thinking.
So I guess the question is, what is he changed and ready to get the hell out of that place and go home? So I would think that, but I don't know. Q&A from Eric Newcomer. Thank you, Eric. If Bloodraven knew that the werewoods need to be burned, then why didn't he tell Bran? Well, that's a fair question. The question is how much does Bloodraven actually know? Does he know? Because think about this, if he knows the end game and he knows what to do, why does he need Bran? So perhaps he saw the potential in Bran to be more powerful than him, and he's still mobile. And that's why he recruited him in the first place. So it's a fair question, but I think he's maybe didn't know the whole answer, but Bran's the next level or something. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I don't know if that makes sense or not.
It does.
Are we good?
I don't know. I see that too.
I hate when that spins. I mean, we're still showing good here. Are we good, people? I think we are. JC Gonzalez, does Brand need to find a tree? What we're saying is we think he has to go to the God's Eye, and we think there's some specific details that we said that's going to happen there.
Right.
As far as the end game, there's a video. The thumbnail is end game. It's a Dragon Race by Wolves Part 5. I didn't name it that though because you can't just name it that for YouTube algorithm purposes.
Yep.
But we talk about all that in-game stuff. So, yeah, essentially he'll find a grove of trees is what we're saying. That's the general idea. Meg Paul, show people where to donate. You can donate through Super Chat, or which is directly through YouTube, but that does take 30%. They take off the top. But you can donate through the link in the description to Streamlabs, and that goes straight to PayPal. So let me see. Where is that? Yes, right here. It's in the description of the video. I will paste it here in case you're. That is third party, goes straight to the channel that you support there. So it's nobody's taking 30% off the top. Really quick too. I mean, I mentioned this last couple weeks, but the Patreon situation is just want to throw this out there. People who missed. People have left Patreon because of their shutting down certain accounts, and this gets into politics and shit. But people wanted a alternative that didn't want to support them anymore, and I understand that completely. So there is a link in there for PayPal, but it gives you the option of a monthly donation if people want to go that route. So anyway, just want to throw that out there in case you're thinking about Patreon or supporting the channel in that way. What were we laughing at?
I'm an idiot.
Why?
I put a question on there. You didn't see it.
Oh. The Q&A from Dust on the Throne. Does James need to find a bush? Yes.
I'm sorry. It's the moon.
Maybe
it's messing with me.
Maybe it is. It's one of the Patriots one.
Oh shit.
No, they're gonna figure a way anyway. Tom Brady and Bill Belichick probably have fucking people in NASA.
Scheduled this 10 years ago when they realized that it was going to be.
They did. Let's see. There we go. Dana Bats, just wait till YouTuber shuts down the Streamlabs for cutting into their stuff. They shutting down all the cam girlfriends on Patreon and YouTube. Well, they can't shut down Streamlabs. They can stop the integration, I guess, but no, that's a whole separate thing. But no, I think YouTube's actually. I will say they're good about that stuff because they understand people can't live off ad revenue alone unless you're some giant channel with millions of subs. So they're pretty good about that and letting you link like your Patreon and stuff in the cards and videos and stuff like that. So they're actually pretty good about that stuff. But they did start the channel memberships, which are like Twitch subscriptions.
Yeah.
And they've lowered the bar, or they dropped the bar twice from 100,000 to 50 to 30,000, and they still are rolling it out slowly, apparently, to everybody who qualifies. So that will be a thing where you would join the channel, and then you would pay $4.99 a month like you were on Twitch as a subscriber.
Yeah.
And it would support the channel monthly, and you would get like certain emojis and stuff, just like Twitch chats.
K-Dubs is saying you missed his super Patreon question.
No, I just probably ignored it.
Something.
I just ignored it, K-Dubs.
Said it was above Kevin's or something.
Oh, yeah. I know. I started to read it, and then I missed. I did because I hearted it like I read it. Val says the direwolf statue that appears by Liana in the teaser has always been there, but wow, what direwolf is it? Yeah, it has actually, K-Dubs. Somebody asked me that last week, and I said that, yeah, it's always been there, but they always just show the angle where it's really high, so you can't see it sitting down there. But yeah, it was not a particular direwolf. It was just more of the, that's their custom, I guess. But Liana broke the custom in itself anyway.
Yes.
But she was called the she-wolf. So we're just assuming Ned had it done and put a wolf like everybody else. But yeah, it has actually always been there. There's a couple shots from the previous season where you can see it. So that's not just a trailer-only thing. All right, so that's Patreon, I think. Oh, wrong one. And
We're still spinning up there. It's crazy.
Yeah, I can refresh it. Let me do that while this comes over here. Thank you, Ray, for subscribing. Appreciate it. And Randy Suematsu again. Thank you, Randy, for the super chat. Painfully, if the Pats win, Brady is the GOAT.
No, I know.
Man. Well, here's the thing. Here's what I would say. I have, I can't really deny it necessarily, but let me just say this. If you could take away easily 3 Super Bowls that were handed to them like on a silver platter, like here.
Yeah.
Here's the craster. They were literally handed to them. They really should have lost easily. And then is that the same argument? If the Seahawks didn't pass the ball on the 1 yard line, for example, that if you take away 2 or 3 of those, it easily could have gone the other way and should have easily.
Yeah.
Is he still in that? I mean, yeah, he's in the conversation, but does that make this one matter? You know what I mean?
I do, man.
Yeah, I think there's a serious, as far as numbers go, like Gunas is saying Breeze is the GOAT. I think it's a serious conversation.
It is.
Absolutely.
It's really reminiscent of when we were younger and people were Marino or Montana.
Yeah.
And then, Marino didn't have the rings, but he had the numbers.
That's true.
And then,
but yeah, I mean, you take away the Seahawks, you take away 2003 when the Panthers could have won the game when they recorded the practices and knew the plays and cheated all that shit. You take away 2 or 3 of those, and maybe it's a different conversation. I don't know. Muse, you're saying, Chris, announce on Twitter when you do the GOT games. Oh yeah, I will. I mean, but I announce on Twitch is what you're saying. That comes out on Twitter every time I stream anyway. So it's like I'm going live on Twitch. It pops up on Twitter when I share that. So yeah, I'll definitely say something when I do it. That game specifically though. Let's see here. John Haymaker, Joe Montana was my man. That was my team when I was a kid. Joe Montana, and it rolled right over to Steve Young before we had a team here. So I was a 49ers fan. But yeah, that's I hate the idea of Brady being the damn GOAT. I don't know. There's a lot of other things. Like you can still say Peyton, even though he didn't have the rings compared to Brady. His ability back in the day to really run that offense from the line and audible exactly what to do is because that's something that Brady don't do.
But because it is a team game. It is a team game. You know what I mean? Could you put some of these other quarterbacks on the Patriots teams?
Yes, with that line and everything.
Yeah, and that defense, and they're just amazing. It's a great freaking team. It's well coached. But, yeah, I mean, it's hard to argue that Brady is not the man, the best that we've ever seen, ever will see. It's hard not to argue.
Yep. Chin's Productions. Do you think that Melisandre is Nisa? Will the Azor Ahai plunge Lightbringer into her chest? And then he followed it in order to create Lightbringer itself. Chin's, welcome, by the way. I don't think there is a literal Lightbringer sword. Jon Snow is Lightbringer. We've said that Rhaegar is, in that sense, Azor Ahai because he, and I'm not trying to be funny, but it is, stabbed Lyanna, and it was described as a sexual situation, ecstasy and all that shit, right? So Rhaegar, in that sense, would be Azor Ahai, and then Lyanna Nisa, and Jon Snow is the metaphorical Lightbringer. That's my interpretation. Anyway, so I don't think there's a literal flaming sword. We've said it a billion times, but what can that do that a Valyrian steel sword not already do? Shoot laser beams, and we said all that before. So that joke's old. But you know what I mean, though. Let's see here.
That's how you keep that joke funny. That joke's old.
I guess. Neeser. That's right. We got Nightbot saying Neeser. Karen W. Good night. Have a good one. We'll be done here in about 13 minutes or so. We'll get out of here too. But good night. Thank you for stopping by. Dana Batts, does Twitch still do 2 free channels to follow? You can follow any channel for free regardless, Dana. You can do a 1 free sub on Twitch if you have Twitch Prime, which is just Amazon Prime linked to your Twitch account. If that's what you're asking. You can follow any channel for free. Follow and chat and all that stuff. It costs no money to go to Twitch. It's just like YouTube. There's no difference, except it's just a different website. But if you want to sub and you link your Amazon Prime, because they own Twitch, to your Twitch account, then you can sub to 1 channel for free. And it costs you nothing. But it does support the channel.
On the show, what character has been in the most on-screen sexual scenes?
On-screen sexual scenes?
Yes.
You would think Tyrion right off the bat.
I was thinking,
because he's had
I've thought of all 3 Lannisters.
He's had the most time on the show.
All 3 Lannister siblings. Sorry.
Yeah. He's had the most time, I think, overall. Is the most been on the most episodes, most screen time, I think, or at least the most episodes. Maybe not total screen time, but the early days it was always involved. You know, Shay and the brothels, and but the last few seasons it wasn't any.
Because Danny has been in on screen. How many? 3.
Yeah. Yep. About Drogo, and then Dario, and then John.
Do you count the bathtub scene with the handmaid?
Not in the show. They didn't do the handmaid sexual stuff. They did in the books. I mean, she was nude in a bathtub. I don't know.
And asked her to teach her, right?
Oh, with Daria, yeah, Doria. I'm sorry. Yes, sure, yeah. Why not? Counts for me. Yeah, I guess.
So it's 4.
I don't know. That's a good question. I haven't actually counted. You would think Tyrion immediately, but who knows? Yeah, I guess one of those 2, maybe. I guess it would have to be between those 2, wouldn't it? Because they're all separate people, so they don't get they're not the leaders. Danny gets small, and then Tyrion had all these other ones. But then once he got with Shay, that was pretty much it.
You're right.
You know, so yeah, so it's really, I don't know. Let's see. Thank you, Alita, for subscribing. Appreciate it. Is that Alita Bushinsky, I believe? I may have butchered that. I'm sorry.
No, it looks good. I think you said it right.
Thank you, Alita.
Bushinsky.
What's code names, Meg Paul? What are we doing? Code names? What do you mean? Jon Snow. Q&A. What do you think about the top 5 fighters in the GOT history in prime? Their prime. I got number 1 Dane, number 2 Barristan Selmy, number 3 Jaime, 4 Robert Baratheon, 5 Dragon Knight. Dunk the Tall, Daemon Blackfire, and Jon Snow are close, to be honest. Yeah, I agree. We've had this question before, and I definitely always put Dane first and Selmy second. I think I've said that a couple times.
You have.
So
Jaime's high on this list, I think.
Yeah, I think I'd agree with that. You could interchange the last 3 for me too. I agree.
We always throw Drogo in there.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, are we talking about all fighters or knights? You know, yeah. But Drogo, shit. I mean, look what happened in season 1. That was not a book thing, by the way. That was a Jason Momoa, hey, let me do this badass scene thing, by the way.
Badass too.
And they talked him in, or he talked him into letting him do it. No weapon. So I mean, yeah. That's why I used to love Don Willie's his channel. He used to do the fights or who would win.
Oh,
the battles.
That would be cool.
You got to think about if it's just straight up fighting, or like what he would go through is like you had guys on horseback and some wasn't. So
cool.
If it was like Tormund versus Drogo, which I think that's what I was going to do on his channel, we never got around to it. But Tormund wouldn't be on a horse, where he's a great fighter. But Drogo's going to be on a horse, or I don't know. So
Tormund versus Drogo would be good.
It really would. It really would. So if you think about all those things, yeah, Strong Belwest, yeah, and especially love his post-fight antics. Strong Belwest, for you guys, that's a book-only character with Danny. But when he gets in a fight, he lets somebody first cut him. So he's got a collection of scars all over him.
Oh God, that's intimidating.
So he just lets somebody cut him first. He knows he's going to win. Then when he's done, he takes a shit.
Wow.
I mean, not every time he did in front of Marine. That's what happened in the books versus the show. we got Dario. That was about it in the show, throwing the knife at the horse and cutting dude's head off. But it was Strong Bellis in the books. And he took a shit in front of everybody after he killed him. So
Damn it, man.
that's one character when people ask, like, you know, who'd you rather see in the show or in the books and all that stuff. Not Lady Stoneheart for me. It's people like that. You know, those kind of characters. I didn't care. I'm not a Lady Stoneheart fan. I know it's a big character for a lot of people. I just never really loved her that much.
When I picture if somebody posts that, like, who would win in a fight, I picture it as being like the trial by combat situation.
Yeah, if they're both on the ground.
Just like that. Yeah. Because the mountain would be tough in that.
Yes, exactly. It's completely different when they're, if they have, you know, weapon versus weapon, or they're equal footing or whatever. Yeah, absolutely. All right, let's grab a couple more and then we'll get out of here. Ashley Marie question: do you think we'll see more poison used in the battle in season 8? Poison? I don't know. I think I don't know about in like battles, but I think with the rhyming they do, you could see something like that in King's Landing. I don't know if Cersei would do it again, because I think she would try to blow up the place first and go out that way. But we could. I don't know. I can't think right offhand where we would see something like that, unless it's an attempted poisoning or I don't know. I've thought about the Cersei thing, the tears of Lys being when your tears have drowned you. I've mentioned that before. So I mean, it's possible, but I wouldn't think so right offhand though.
Or
I think
poison arrows or anything like that. We're down to a part where there's really not
people that use that stuff. Yeah. So I don't know. I guess probably not, but I mean, it's Game of Thrones. Let's see. Taryn's got a question from, thank you, Taryn, from Goonish, Tennessee's. What's one scene you rewatch all the time? The one where Jamie stones that poor clown in the cage is incredible. Yeah, yeah, that is. He kills his own cousin to escape. I don't rewatch that particular scene, but I like it.
What would you say?
I don't know. I like a lot of scenes. I really like this. It don't have to be a battle, though. I like when Robert and Cersei talk.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff.
Great scene.
I like when Brienne and Jamie were in the hot tub.
I do too.
I call it the hot tub. You know what I mean.
I like that scene a lot.
I like that scene. Those kind of scenes is what I really like. I like watching Rob and Talisa because Jesus Christ, because she's hot, man. I'm sorry.
You're out of control.
I'm sorry.
That's true.
No, when they first like.
I do, yeah.
No,
the curve in the back.
Yeah, man, see, yeah. Anyway, but yeah, those kind of scenes are cool. The real good dialogue scenes, what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I like Jamie and Catelyn talking actually when he's tied up. It's pretty close to what he was saying. And Rob comes in there. Those kind of scenes are good. So anyway. The Haynesman Q&A, what do you think of the fireworms being inside area? This is an area, by the way, in Fire and Blood. I like this, man. I did. It was really cool. Because, this is Targaryen, yeah. This is a princess, a Targaryen princess. This is before the Dance of the Dragon. She comes back and she's, they have no idea what's wrong with her, and the maester describes this as these little different size things inside of her, and her skin's on fire, her fever's high, and her skin starts coming off and shit. It's horrible. And it ends up being fireworms. They don't really know what they are at the time though, but they're like the cousins of dragons.
Oh my god.
And they were in Valyria, so she had apparently been to old Valyria or something. That's what you draw from it. I thought it was cool to see. It just sounded, the way he described it, the maester, really cool.
Is somebody really on here named Hugh Janus?
Where? I don't see that.
Victor B says, "Hi, Hugh Janus."
Oh, gee. I don't see Hugh Janus though.
Oh my god!
The names
I'm
are
going
so.
Back up through to see if anybody
I know I am too. I don't
username.
see. Welcome, Hugh Janus. If you're here, there's the man. There's the actual man is in here still. Let's see. Mitch Condria is back. scene, Tyrion on trial. Yes, that's a good.
Oh,
yes, that is a good scene.
mitochondria.
Oh,
Mitochondria
is back.
13.
Okay. Yeah, that is a good scene where he turns around and is like,
right.
He's like, I wish I had enough poison to see the whole lot of you. You know, he goes kind of, yeah. I do enjoy that scene. That's a good one.
And the scene where he's talking about the person with the beetles, crushing the beetles or whatever.
Oh, yes, him and Jamie.
Yep, that scene right there. I love that.
Bonk, bonk.
Yeah.
All right, so let's grab a couple more and we'll get out of here. It is one, and the kid's coming in before she knocks on the door and gets Riddick going. So let's see here. Let me check everything, make sure we're not behind. No, let me refresh this. I think we're good though. So the names crack me up. And then you have like boring ones like Mazuma 10,000. Like,
yeah.
What does that mean?
Yeah. Horrible.
Oh,
Cow
shit.
dubs.
Right. I mean, it's like, can you not be any more fucking plain? Ashley Marie question: if we get one famous Valyrian steel blade, which one do you think? It's got to be Blackfire, or Dark Sister. I mean, Dark Sister seems to be out the window. They had their chance to do that, but Blackfire would be cool. I think if the Golden Company brought it, that would be outstanding, and put it in Aegon's hands. Aegon had Blackfire, and the new Aegon got Blackfire. It's a big circle. It rhymes. I think that would be cool because it's still supposedly over there, and now some people think they have it. Possibly so. They didn't do the Blackfire stuff as far as the house Blackfire in the show, so who knows. But it was cool that Arya brought up the old Targaryens, Visenya and Rhaenys and all that stuff, and she even mentioned Dark Sister. Stream resumed. Uh-oh, did we cut off?
Uh-oh.
The man who is going to wield Heartsbane. I don't know. I think Sam will give it to somebody, probably the Hound, because he's not going to use it. I would like to see the Hound. Because it's great sword.
Yep.
It matches the mountain. He's
so
big
cool.
enough. So we've said the Hound before. So,
hey, Richard Martin, what's going on, brother?
yeah, what's up, Richard? About to get out of here. Hopefully, video output's low. I think we're fixing to crash or something anyway.
Kyle does. I need a new user now.
Right at the end. See, he's feeling all bad about it. Ian Gossett, thank you, Ian, man. Appreciate the super chat. Watching True Detective, I am not, Ian.
I watched the first season. It was good.
Same situation here. Just no time. There's so many shows that I want to watch, but no, I have not yet. But okay, let's see. Let's grab one more before the stream crashes.
Cool.
It looks like we're going to go out or something. Hopefully, it's not our internet. We're not dropping anything. They might be on YouTube.
I think you're onto something with that.
What's that?
The internet.
Might be. Let's see. Q&A from Alex Montero. Thank you, Mazuma. How different do you think the story would be if Arthur Dayne killed Ned at the Tower of Joy? Do you think he would have taken him and went back to Starfall and protected him? I think that's a great question. I think he depends on what he heard from Rhaegar, if anything. I think he would probably do something like that because he would have remained loyal to him no matter what. So I think he probably would have taken Jon to Starfall or something, or maybe maybe he would have taken him to the north and said this is Ned's bastard, and it ended up kind of the same way. Because either way, somehow to protect him.
Yeah.
Because he would have still been protecting the king, the heir. So I agree. I think either way it'd have been. I mean, obviously it'd have been different with Ned, and they would have never had the rest of the kids. So then you got the snowball, the butterfly effect.
Yeah,
from
that's
there.
right.
So, but in general, as far as protecting Jon, I think it would have turned out the same, whether he was in Winterfell or Starfall or whatever.
I got a question for you from Top Shelf Underground.
Top
Q&A.
Shelf Underground.
Who was sending Aemon info about Dany? Sam was reading him scrolls with info about her.
Sending Maester Aemon info about Dany?
Yep. Said Sam was reading
yeah.
him scrolls about her.
That is true, yeah, because he knows all about her in the books. They didn't do this part in the show for some reason. Well, no, they did. They talked about he knew about her and said a Targaryen along the world. So they did follow the basic thing that the book says. But that's a good question. I guess I'm I don't know. That's a good question because there's so few. There's fewer. I'd look at there. I caught myself.
That was cool.
Fewer. There's fewer characters in the show. So I know Rhaegar back in the day, like Rhaegar and Aemon still they corresponded.
Yeah.
But he's long gone. There's no other Targaryen. So I'm guessing it would have to be something. Maybe Varys Illyrio, maybe just to let him know. But I don't know if they even cared about Aemon, Maester Aemon, because he's old and blind. So that's hard to say. That's a good question.
It really is a good question.
That might be a good little video to look into, just for shits and giggles.
I'm gonna write that down.
So yeah, that's a good question. I have to think about that more. Right offhand, I don't know other than the people that followed her would be Varys and Illyrio, Varys specifically. But I don't see why he would let the Night's Watch know. That's a good question. Maybe he just still has contacts in places, old Targaryen loyalists or something, and they get ravens from everywhere. They still talk to their families and stuff, so maybe just word traveled. They heard about these dragons coming back into the world, and it got back up to the wall.
And Ashley Marie says, "Do you think Aemon knew who Jon Snow was?"
I don't. I wanted him to, because I felt like for a while, he did, he knew something. He may have knew about a child, but he wouldn't have known it was John, because he never knew what happened.
That's true. That's true. He might have known about the child.
He might have known about a child if Rhaegar perhaps told him in a raven or something, but you don't really know.
And wouldn't it have been cool if he'd lived long enough to find out?
I wish. And I wanted Thorne to. At first I was saying, kill that motherfucker, but then I was thinking, no, don't. Yeah. Because Thorne used to be a Targaryen loyalist, and that's why he's at the wall anyway when Robert took over.
Right, that's cool.
So I would have loved to seen him. He'd been calling the king a bastard the whole damn time, and then to see the look on his face when he realized he was Aegon Targaryen. Thank you, Spirit Girl SF for subscribing. Appreciate it. I don't know if that SF is San Francisco or I don't know, but thank you, Spirit Girl, for subbing. Appreciate it. All right, so let's get out of here. It's 1:20, and let you guys go to bed, and we're going to do the same and grab some food for Riddick over here. He's wanting his little snack, and I don't have any drinks, do I? No, I don't. Damn it.
No sun drop.
Oh, but I can text my kid on the way and tell her to grab some. Hopefully.
Hoon Jive, where you been tonight? Quiet.
Yeah, we saw Mr. Shoon. Yes. Where you been, Hoon? He's been playing Fortnite. I guarantee you, he's been doing the challenge. He's been doing the damn challenges. I was doing a few earlier too. Hoon Jive. I didn't.
7 L's, Hoon Jive.
I saw that. That's
Love
funny.
that.
I know. I hate that too, and it makes me want to play Scrabble. But that's what happens to me too. All right. So yes, we're gonna get out of here. Thank you guys as usual. We'll see you next Sunday for sure. This week, I think me and Val are recording actually. Awesome. This week, I think. I'm not sure. She told me, but I don't remember. She's finishing up her other edits. So I think we're recording, I want to say Thursday or Friday. So we're trying to get that video out by this weekend. So it should be before the live stream Sunday, I believe. Tuesday, we'll have episode 6 of the Boston University virtual season. That is the final episode, the finale of that. So we'll put that out Tuesday. And then, I don't know, honestly. I'll be streaming on Twitch all week as usual, probably.
And you say you'll start that new Game of Thrones?
Start the Game of Thrones game and see how that goes.
I'm interested to see that.
And so, yeah, we'll do that. So follow me on Twitch, everybody, if you want to check that out. And we'll let the chat make the decisions because it's a decision-based game. Whatever happens is all on you. So I'll let it be your fault when you get killed. Anyway, K-Dub's new single is dropping. What? Who's single? So yeah. Anyway, I think that's it. I'm not sure. I guess that's it. But anyway, great stream again. Have a great night. SmokeScreen and Dust. Thank you, Lord Fook and Kev. Anyway, thank you, mods. Appreciate it. Grabbing all the questions and hanging out and staying up late with us and helping out with all the chat. Thank you for all the questions and all the super chats and subscriptions and just hanging out and having a good time. So
it's been fun.
It has always is. So anyway, yes, we'll see you Sunday and look for videos this week and follow me on Twitch and I'll see you guys that come over to Twitch pretty much every night almost or getting close. So thanks for watching. Wait. I gotta get to my buttons. I keep hitting the wrong thing every time. Okay, now I can do it. All right. Now, anyway.
Let's reverse it this week.
Okay. All right. Yeah, well, let's do that.
You ready?
Hey, love you guys. Love you all. Mean it. Love you, mean it. Enjoy these.
You got your clicker ready?
I got it ready.
Okay, so anyway, thanks for watching, and we'll see you
next time.
Give you back your homes or restore your dead to life, but perhaps I can give you justice in the name of our King. But perhaps I can give you justice.